Welcome to E3, everybody. Hey Dan, where are you at?
Sorry, I forgot Halcyon was still in my seat.
Oh no!
Come on, buddy. You know, we were having him sit in a folding chair, and he got all grumpy. You know how it is getting older.
Yeah, I mean, sitting through the Bethesda conference is a little rough on the elderly.
That's okay. His content output over on Mr. Hale Xeon on YouTube will remain exactly the same. We have with us Mr. Feel from Mr. Feel's Wild Ride. How's it going?
Badass.
It is E3. And KZ Excellent from KZExcellent.com.
There is no perceptible latency on this live stream.
Accurate.
I'm gonna eat your soul.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We actually have a rule to make things a little bit easier since we have so many online guest hosts tonight and we're trying to get through a lot of stuff. The text-to-speech will only activate if you pay us $40. Now, I'm not saying you should pay us $40. I'm just saying we need to keep moving, unfortunately.
You can ruin the stream, but you have to pay.
Yeah, exactly. You can ruin the stream, but you have to pay. That's how it works.
We love money.
Big cash, big prizes. I love it. So we've got a lot to cover.
Yeah.
Do you think Hale Xeon's going to be fine in that dumpster I just dumped him in?
I'm sure he'll deal with it. He'll be back tomorrow morning for the PC gaming show.
I'm just going to make sure
Yeah.
I'm just one moment. I want to make sure he's comfortable.
Get out of here. I'm gonna eat your soul.
You're such a nice host.
You have to complete the regeneration cycle to be able to withstand the PC gaming show. And then somehow the AMD one will be worse.
Okay, I gave him his meds. He should be down for a while.
Hopefully he'll start regenerating sometime soon.
Full bottle of Ambien.
Just in time to lose his being again for the PC conference tomorrow at noon. We're very excited over here. Central Daylight Time. But yeah, you're right. I should just text him and be like, hey, the VR thing apparently is going to start an hour earlier.
So come on
You totally
down.
want to be here for that. I don't know. He'll fall asleep.
Yeah.
He'll just come out. He'll wake up long enough to drive here and then just fall asleep. Or just skeleton ice, and then he'll get pulled over by a cop, and he'd be like, hey, buddy, you can't be a skeleton and drive. And then he would just cackle at the cop.
Yeah, it's just like teeth clanking noises.
Clankety clank, 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 clank. I've literally turned into a bag of dust from the conferences. It was rough today.
It was exciting and also wrong.
Sorry, what was that? Badass. It was badass today.
There it is.
It was very badass.
I misread Field's glasses the first time I saw it. It said big instead of bad. Big ass. I thought it was just really promoting his brand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big ass
Promoting my likes.
Yes.
This is way better than pink. Just wear sweatpants that say big ass. Okay. So we got to get to it, but there's actually some pre-E3 news we kind of need to cover a bit before we go on.
Before talking about E3, we have to talk about pre-3.
But Mr. Feel, what is pre-E3? I sprung him on this. He does not have a synopsis.
Well, Phil, what's your synopsis for pre-3?
What's your rating for pre-E3?
E3 is the segment of the year when every developer and publisher, terrified of being crushed under the massive weight of E3's releases and previews, dumps all their shit out early in a pathetic
God.
act
Big
of
Think
cowardice
Dimension,
and
my
absence.
Somebody
brain was
paid it.
smooth, untextured, and smaller than a peanut. After Big Think Dimension, my brain has expanded over 20,000% and filled to the brim with wrinkles on a microscopic level. Thanks, Giga Boys.
I love how everyone in the chat is like, man, what is with this Feel audio? We do this twice a week for hours on end for all of you.
Not to worry, chat. He
Am I
sounds
cyber
normal.
demoning?
This is him always.
Okay, let me. Maybe I can fix it.
No. From past experience.
Here's how this works, chat. He will sound normal But when he hits that fucking record button, without fail, the demon is released, and we are trapped.
His Discord is possessed. It's awful. He got fiber internet, and it still wasn't enough.
I don't get it. You think fiber internet would make anything possible?
Sierra Enchilada says, wait,
I think
Dan,
it's more on Discord's end.
wait, Dan, you edit this to normal? Dan is a hero. Feel records a local copy, and we cut them together.
Right. Oh, man. If he had to somehow turn that to non-digitized monster voice.
I don't even know how to do that.
Pretty raw.
Also, everyone, I'm on a sabbatical from my Lent of soda. So, because it's E3, I'm drinking low carb Monster.
Woo. Exciting.
It's all right. The other day I tried a normal soda again, and I was angry that everyone was right and that it was gross. People are asking about the pod lords.
Don't worry about it. We got stuff to do.
We'll get to the pod lords. They're important people, and we care about them, but
Man,
they don't take a moment. So, Bob,
what's up?
we need to cover this pre-E3 stuff. I hear Feel took notes.
Yes.
When I get out of here,
My God.
I'm gonna.
We should.
There's a reason I lowered that volume that
Yeah,
much.
we should have just muted that entirely. Just
I
like,
mean, I can go tweak it so that way it goes off at a higher number. But anyway,
When I get
I didn't
out
real-
of here, I'm gonna eat your
Thank you
soul.
so much for your donations.
thank you all for
everyone.
your donations. Grand Blue Versus is apparently being localized by Xseed.
Indeed.
Exciting.
I hear we're supposed to talk about the beta right now. Did you enjoy the beta, Bob?
Oh, I played the beta. It was fun. I hit things for 40 minutes because that's all the time I had.
Nice. I hit it for 0 minutes, and I was very upset. Castlemania killed me.
I got to do 3 matches, then I had to get my 2 hours of sleep before work.
Castlemania also killed him.
I played a little bit more than Bob and KZ, approximately 150 matches.
Oh my God.
Gets 150 matches in the beta for Grand Blue and orders a hitbox!
That's part of why I needed to up my game.
Feel, unfortunately, buying a hitbox to force Dan to get good at fighting games.
It's disgusting.
Ruining his life.
Disgusting and cowardly. And also...
Look, I have not won until Bob comes home and Dan is here looking at frame data.
We did learn the other day that apparently, even though they're new to Tekken, I am incapable of playing Tekken sufficiently while completely drunk off my ass.
Okay.
Everything else I can coast through. I'll never lower myself to your level. I'll never buy a hitbox. I'm never gonna look at frame data.
It's not in the shopping cart right
You're
now,
not
Barbara.
my dad! I should have made that a stream goal.
Buy a hitbox.
Stream goal. Buy a hitbox out of spite!
No.
Anyway, we also got...
Can you pay me in a hitbox?
Sure.
That could probably be arranged.
It can be arranged.
And a Stadia?
No. My brother is getting a Stadia. This is how different him and I are.
He didn't buy it ironically or
He did not
anything.
buy it ironically. He did not buy it for testing. He bought it because he thinks it might be the future.
Soul.
Couldn't be any difference.
Well,
him and
you
I.
know, a lot of things could be the future. According to some people, we only have 12 years before the future's just a desert.
Cool. Might as well stream it.
Streams of the desert.
So I had Grand Blue beta notes. Let me just run down them real quick.
No, we're good.
I need to.
No, you don't.
I'll take
Welcome
less
to
than
the
5
4-hour epic. Sorry, I need to shoutcast this. Feel coming in from behind with superior tactics. He is now going to track down the rest of the podcast hosts and take them down. Following the trail will help, but this tree is going to give him some insight using a red outline.
I'm turning to stone.
Feel, go
Okay,
ahead.
so it's a lot like Street Fighter 2. There's not dial combos. There's auto combos on all 3 buttons. You don't.
Thank you, Ash.
Apparently, you have like Street Fighter tile combos,
Mm-hmm.
but nobody found any because it's a beta where you can only
Right.
play against other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it seemed to be a lot of just single hits.
Mm.
I really like footsies and fighting games, so I'm cool
Right.
with that.
You have it's very neutral heavy. You have shortcuts for your special moves That makes them have cooldowns. They have shorter cooldowns if you do the commands for them, and depending on the character and the move, there won't be a cooldown at all. Like one character doesn't have a cooldown on their fireball if you do the input, but another character which has a better fireball has a short cooldown if you use the input. There's also a block button.
Hey, Bob, I'm going to go to the gas station. Do you need anything while I'm gone? I feel like I can get back before...
No, it's about 3 more minutes.
Okay, 3 more minutes. Oh, no.
There's also a block button. It blocks all cross-ups. This game does not have cross-up protection the way Fighters does. So if somebody like jumps over and tags you from behind, you have to block the other direction or you get hit. But the block button means you don't. But the block button has downsides like it doesn't seem like you can tech a throw if you're holding the block button. If you're blocking with the back direction, you can, but if you're just holding the block button, which is a shoulder key, you cannot. You're going to get thrown.
Huh.
And there's also air blocking if you time it. You have to perfect block things in the air, and you can't do that with the block button either.
And we nailed it. That was everything, right?
Yeah, that's everything.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Awesome. Destroy All Humans remake by THQ Nordic. Cool. Great. That was rumored for a bit. Something KZ may want to comment on, but I'm not sure. Ukulele and there's some crossed out text here that says desperate plea for relevance. I'm not sure how that got in these notes. Impossible Lair, a 2D during the levels, an isometric, like above view for the overworld sort of game announced.
I believe that it is probably raw. I watched the trailer. It looks to just be 2D platformer.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, what's up?
You know what makes Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze so good?
It's just the Dave Life soundtrack. That's it.
60 frames per second with perfect physics. Bob, you know what might have been missing from that ukulele trailer?
What, you didn't like the Blade Kitten energy in a minute?
I did not.
Oh, God, it did have that energy.
Yes, it did. In fact, we said that earlier while we were watching it. I was like, Bob, I think I just got to snap back to fucking a quick play from 2011. Just the countless Xbox Live Arcade games we played back then that were like, it's a 2D platformer that does shitty physics because it's made in Unity and it's dropping frames at 30. It was bad.
But it's got a lizard in it and a bat.
It could be worse. It could be worse. Someone earlier, Eric, you know, the one of the hosts of this site, a huge Crash Team Racing fan, they pointed out, hey, this game looks like its frame rate's a little rough, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's about 25 frames per second, you know, capped at 30 and dropping frames like mad. And he's like, oh, weird. Didn't Team Sonic Racing come out in the last few weeks and it's 60 frames per second? I'm like, yeah, it is. That is a kart racer coming out at the same time. That runs much better.
Really makes the noggin start jogging.
Mm-hmm. Baldur's Gate 3 was confirmed. It's being made by Larian Studios. They made the first 2, correct?
No. BioWare made the first 2 Baldur's Gate games. Larian Studios made Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2, which came out fairly recently. They're turn-based RPGs, like strategy RPGs. It's going to use Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition rules, apparently. We don't know anything else about it at this point.
All right.
Cool.
But that was announced during the Stadia stuff, and people in the chat reacting to the feel crackles every week for hours.
Yes.
You're welcome. So
you know, I can probably fix it.
No. You said that 5 minutes ago, and it fixed it for a bit.
And then told me not to, so I didn't do it.
You actually told him no. He has not attempted it.
Yeah, but it fixed itself for a bit. Whatever. Anyway, the chat can tolerate it. We need to talk about Stadia and how it's the future's future. They did a Stadia thing. Basically, what it boils down to is if you want to be there on day one, you got to get the Founder Edition, which costs $138 with shipping.
Yeah. No one here is going to buy it.
Now that I know that my brother got it, I might just be like, here's $60. Let me borrow it for a day. My testing is done. You can have your curse back.
You mean his future?
Look, Dan has to shake hands with his brother, and the brand passes from him to Dan.
Yes.
Goes up to his neck.
Yes, it's terrible. By the way, KZ, I'm not sure if you can make it out of the Discord stream. How you like the shirt? I think it's an excellent shirt. Some people in the chat. Some people in the chat really enjoyed it.
That might be. I want that shirt. It's such
so
a
good.
shirt.
Tosh is the best girlfriend in the world. She got me this shirt for my birthday.
Oh, that's swell.
She's the best. She's also off-screen drawing.
I'm surprised you survived last night.
Last night? Oh, that was fine.
Okay, I was worried when she tweeted at me saying she was gonna beat the hell out of you.
She did not do that. Did you do that?
She did.
No, she would never.
Dan rapidly using sign language.
I lower my hands to sign to her. Please do not beat me. It is a really great shirt. Anyway, Stadia. The new info we got is, as I said, the price point a moment ago. With the Founders Edition, you get 3 free months of the Stadia Pro. Stadia Pro being $10 a month. You get an amazing catalog of some games. But you also get, with the Founders Edition, all of Destiny 2. You get the initial game, you get the first-year content, and the brand-new content.
That 3-year-old game, exciting.
That is a free until this year's content value you're getting for $120. Phil Harrison insisted it was a $300 value, or someone on that video did. I don't know. Fucking no one has figured out that
Division 2
math.
might have been in there.
No one has figured out that math. Division 2
Was that
might...
during the buffering?
I think... Anyway, yeah, it was probably during the buffer. But yeah, I think the Division 2 was implied to be...
That's easy enough. It's Division 2 or Ultimate Gold Edition, the $140 video game.
Mm-hmm.
And then the $60 still the value of Destiny 2 video game.
It's
I'm sorry, $80 is special edition.
It's fucking... But the Division 2 was implied to be a part of the $10 a month Stadia Pro. In order to buy games, you don't need to have Stadia Pro. Stadia Pro is their just unbelievably worse version of Xbox Game Pass.
Or PlayStation
Or
Now.
PlayStation Now.
PlayStation then.
Speaking of which, why hasn't PlayStation advertised the change they made with PlayStation Now? Why are they the worst at this? Because for those who don't know, PlayStation Now used to just be... I need to cover the brand. Used to just be... It could be any 16.9 ounce can energy drink in a black can. There's so many of those. Anyway, it used to just be streaming you a really late and terrible version of this game. Nowadays, they just let you download it, and you get to select from a catalog of PS4 games, because you can't download PS3 games on your PS4 and run it. Why the fuck? I know, it's the best shirt in the world, Danny Richardson. Why the fuck are they not screaming in the streets that they have made this change to let you download it? It is now just a Netflix or a Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
And yet they're like, we fixed the thing. Everyone's going to tell everyone, right? We're on the honor system gaming industry. It's like, oh, man, if only there was a giant industry-wide convention where you could tell everyone.
We don't need
No,
to go
that costs money. That'd be hard.
Yeah, this is why I've been shit-talking them for days to people who don't understand the situation. I'm like, they're fucking cheap. They didn't want to buy a chair at the fucking industry. They're like, hey, you got to bring your own chair. And they're like, what? I got to bring my own chair. I ain't going.
I thought it was guaranteed a chair.
I got to bring my own chair to this luncheon. I ain't going. Chairs are expensive. It's But yeah, Stadia sucks. Sony's cheap. What else do we need to talk about? Not sure about any of this. We do need to talk about Pokemon. Phil, I can't read this. Can you please read what you've... Okay.
I've got this. It is Pokemon. Oi, you! And where's your license?
I thought it was Sword and Moon.
That is the second fucking time I've heard someone today say Pokemon Sword and Moon.
Once again, Bob saves the day. It's Pokemon Shield and Sun.
Yeah, Bob, get it straight. I would like to know. Bird says, I now see why this is edited.
No, this is actually running smoothly.
Yeah, we're smoothly right now. Yeah, sword and shield. Bob, what's your interest level? How did that trailer hit you? What do you think of Dynamax?
I think Dynamax is pretty cool. I'm excited for Dynamax. And that whole exploring thing. Like the open world you can play with your friends.
Jim Ratgazer showed me some art earlier today of the new professor's assistants, and I'm pretty sure she was Dynamaxed in that art.
God.
Pretty sure, but there was no
in
scale.
a specific area, or
all of the above. The ankles. Anyway. I feel like I needed something else to know for scale.
We haven't seen Dynamax
applied to humans. We don't know how that science works. I feel like the internet's gonna figure it out whether or not we want them to.
Oh, they already did.
Yeah.
But yeah, how's that trailer hit you? It's good?
Yeah, I think it's good. I'm excited.
Like, okay,
I want to see more new Pokemon, but
compare
it
it to your excitement going. Yeah, Wooloo was great. Compared to your excitement going into the prior generations, is this higher than the recent generations, lower, or exactly the same? Is this as hype as Sun and Moon to you?
I think so. I think it's maybe a little better than Sun and Moon because I don't know. Sun and Moon, I was pretty confident, but I wasn't sold on the low end forms. Like I didn't think that was that cool.
And then you got it, and you realized it was the coolest thing ever.
And there were some cool ones, but it wasn't. I wasn't that hype about it.
You don't like Alolan Rattata?
Exactly sure is the lowest effort one.
Alolan Rattata runs a YouTube channel. Haven't you seen his rant Sona and
him and Alolan Meow?
Yes, him and Alolan Meow. Fieldy. Tosh is losing it. Field, what's your opinion on Pokemon Sword and Shield based on that?
I'm pretty excited. I really like the atrocious, terribly dressed champion. I think his design is great.
I think it's great too. Leon's a champ.
I don't like that all the new trainers, like all the gym trainers, seem like they're going to have some soccer uniform. Like I feel like that aesthetic is. I like it for the champion, but I don't like it on everyone.
Let me explain. It's a little confusing. Milo's just ripped. Those are the only clothes that'll fit Milo. He needs stretchy clothes.
With this man.
How can he'd be a soccer player when he skips leg day?
I don't know, but he's doing it.
I'm gonna be honest. His legs, they're smaller than his upper body, but I'm pretty sure they're larger than my arms. Like his legs are fucking huge.
I'm sorry, but the art that showed that he is actually a small man inside a robot version of him that's really big.
Yes.
Is my preferred headcanon.
Me too. I kept yelling at, who was it? Was it Jim or KZ? I'm like, that's fucking two kids in an outfit.
I think you were yelling at Aggro, actually.
Yeah, there we go. Because Aggro is a grass man, okay? He's a man of the grass persuasion. He will go go to bat for any grass trainer. So when Milo comes out and is ripped,
to have.
I know.
He sacrificed his nose for more power.
I still love the comments.
I think he has a nose, and it's just hard to see it in the art style at most angles.
So like
he has a Krillin nose.
So like when he came out to bat for him, I'm like, it's two fucking kids in a suit. You're getting duped. And then the robot thing came out, and I'm like, there you go. That explains it. But no, he's great.
Leave Jiren to him.
He's great. So KZ, are you riding high on this? Pretty high?
I think everything about it's really, really good. I like the bird Pokemon Corviknight.
Corviknight's great. Wooloo's great.
Yep.
I just hope that Wooloo doesn't turn into Ampharos.
Bob Bob hates Ampharos with a strong conviction.
What about Mega Ampharos, where it gets the cloak?
That's the only version of Ampharos I like.
He loves that Ampharos
because it gets the fur back. It starts to look kind of like a sheep again.
Yeah.
Now
trailer music is something. I don't know what they're doing with these trailers with this weird.
Let me real quick state my stance on Ampharos, and then we can move on to the trailer. I have a statement prepared. Let me read it from here. I'm dating someone, so I can't say I don't like Ampharos. Sorry. That's my official stance. Otherwise, she'll. Oh, don't hit me.
Oh no!
Striking distance.
She's pointing at me.
What is wrong? It's like y'all never seen a shaved
I didn't.
sheep.
I didn't say I didn't like Ampharos. Ampharos is great, Bob. Tell her I think Ampharos is great.
Eric probably thinks Ampharos is great. So does Dan.
When was the last time Eric played a game?
I don't know.
Any game.
When you shave sheep, they get
Eric
flippers.
alive?
Eric's like, I haven't played Soul Calibur in forever. I'm like, Eric, you own Soul Calibur 6. You're lying to them right now. And then he wrecked Handsome Joe.
Right? It's like you own it and it came out last year. What are you talking about?
He's that exact guy who's like, oh, I don't know. I shouldn't do this. I'm just so bad at it. And then he fucking wrecks someone. He's like, okay, I go now. Bye. Anyway.
Don't you know?
That theme was the first time I thought, hey, now I'm not okay with the lyrics in a Nintendo game. It was the first time where I went, nah, this has pushed Pokemon a bit over that edge. And then part of me went, wait, don't you love the TV theme, Dan? And I was like, shut the fuck up. This is my gut reaction. I can leave time later to get used to the theme, but my gut reaction is I don't like the lyrics part of the theme in the trailer.
I honestly thought this was a licensed song because of the lyrics. I didn't listen to them, but it was just like, this sounds like some fake.
No,
it's like regular
like
song.
It's like they've been doing.
Okay.
You know, Smash has lyrics now.
Right, but that's
Odyssey has lyrics now.
Yeah, just those.
Odyssey
both.
had 2.
Yeah,
Odyssey.
but
yeah.
those two were all of those were really good though. I don't know if I
I'm
feel the
pretty
same
sure
way
this is
about
a
this.
part
I
of
need to
that-
listen to it
part of
again.
that trend.
Mm-hmm.
They have like a trend of doing weird songs for Pokemon's like bigger trailers. Like they did one for Go and for Let's Go that sounded similar to that, where it's ultra generic music that works for this video that will never be used in the game.
We'll see. That game, I'm pretty excited for it. The right analog stick moves the camera. You know, there are some people who
I
weren't
never
sure.
expected that. I was not sure. I'm taking the L.
Is this
Is
the
that kind
real
of
Pokemon
Pokemon?
feel?
And yes, I apologize to UKZ and Dan for my insane rant. I was completely wrong.
Feel you are.
I mean, they only said it moved in that one area though, so he might.
every 2 weeks now. It's really good.
Feel you are a great friend, and I will never tire of you taking a stance on a hill that no one asked you to die
You're
on.
a great friend. Please get refunded for that hitbox.
No.
Is that? Do you think I'm Todd Howarding him? Like I'm coming out and being like, nah, you're great, you're amazing, you're people, and we love you. You are what makes us great. Whoa! Now,
Don't get better. Don't get better at Tekken.
you've only played me at Tekken when I was completely shit-faced. Oh, well.
And you were very good during that time.
Yeah. We also had a Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind trailer. And Remind is the DLC. Apparently, it's coming winter 2019, and it features some playable characters. Who does it feature, KZ?
It features Roxas, as well as Aqua and Riku, who had some stuff in the main game. They look to be fleshing out some of that end game stuff by letting you play as those characters during those parts.
Mm-hmm.
And it showed some additional story cutscenes that go down the Kingdom Hearts story hole once again.
They look Kino, yes.
Yeah, it was. That, you know.
So I gotta ask, does anything in this tiny trailer, which I'm sure we'll see more during Square Enix's actual conference, does anything rebut or deny or deconfirm that theory? Is there any detail? Fuck!
Nope.
They're too powerful.
I'm sorry. At
Yeah.
You got a
most, it
better
just makes you
theory
go,
out,
oh,
so-
surprise, Luke Sword's important enough to be an end trailer stinger.
I really like the theory that Luke Sword is from Kingdom Hearts Cross, not even the current mobile game, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
The browser game that was only in Japan.
And the entire reason the secret reports say those were different timelines is so he could be from that first one.
God, okay. We gotta move on. Oh no.
We will undoubtedly touch on this again.
You see, what's funny about Kingdom Hearts discourse is I'll lay it to you straight, but feels like let me pull out the big shit. Let me pull out the scary stuff that KZ doesn't talk about.
I keep laughing every time I look to the left
He
to see that
steps into
skeleton
the
in a
darkness
chair.
and gets
Yeah,
it
can you
done.
stop laughing at Hail Zeon being a skeleton over there? Okay.
He had to watch Bethesda's conference, We All Can't Be Strong.
right?
No, actually, if you really want to know, I wasn't going to talk about it. I wasn't.
No.
He's my good friend. Here's what happened. We're all hanging out. It's a good time. On one of the fucking, like, Game Slice does their in-between conference stuff. They were showing that dope Dragon Ball game. And it was so cool. And he was like, man, this game is going to be awful. It looks like Xenoverse. And I was like, actually, or Bob was like, actually, this is made by CyberConnect 2. That's why we were saying it's going to be like Ashura's Wrath. And he skeletonized because he thought for a second he might have to be positive about a contemporary Dragon Ball thing. That's what happened.
It was too much.
All of his
Theon likes fighters. That's contemporary.
that's different. He makes an excuse for that because it does the animation stuff. But yeah, once Bob said that though, he nearly shit his pants. I'm like, dude, you're next to me on the couch. Don't
Yeah,
shit
but
your
Fighters
pants.
is more hardcore.
But man, that does look good.
It does.
That does look good.
But we have to wait. We have all this other news.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I think we're past the pre-stuff, though.
Right?
We can actually begin day one. Let's roll it from the beginning. Okay, here we go. And day one. I'm not a skeleton. Okay, we're back. Hello, welcome to day one of E3. I have my friend Bob here. Bob, what game are you showing?
I don't have any games today, Dan.
Was this Wolf Link? Looks all right.
Link Amiibo is not for sale.
Oh,
Oh no.
not to jump ahead, but I didn't think we would get to see some CGI furry race
Oh my
today.
God, that
And
is-
that was there was a level of animation on a cat person I did not expect to see in my life.
yes, even feels.
I was delighted. It was just a moment of like, at first I'm like, nah, I didn't fucking want any of this. And there was a gut reaction of, fuck you for showing me this. Then he started kung fuing the dragon, and I was like,
When he
okay.
roared at the dragon, I was like, no.
When the dragon's like, rah, and he's
rawr.
like, man, and I was like, this is too fucking great. What a dumb fucking thing. What a dumb fucking thing. But we got to start with Microsoft. Microsoft showed off some things today, like Outer Worlds by Obsidian, which is also going to be on Game Pass. Bob, tell me about Outer Worlds. You took comprehensive notes.
I wrote down Outer Worlds out 10/25.
There we go.
We got a release date.
October 25th.
It's
Yep.
yeah.
Is
So that
anyone
came from Fallout New Vegas developers?
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Obsidian?
Obsidian.
Oh wow.
Whoa.
I hear those guys
looks
People
just
like
like
their
it.
video games.
I hear those guys are really good at making games that make Todd Howard mad that they made the better version of one of his franchises.
That looks real good. I just looked at it and went, yeah, this is a Fallout New Vegas in a
Better
visually
engine.
Looks good. Yeah, it looks better. There was a cool little alien gun that I don't know what happened to the dude hit by it, but it looked like he shrunk or turned into goo.
And it's set in the future instead of, or like non-apocalyptic future. It seems like it just seems we're just
Right,
straight
it's-
sci-fi, which is
Yeah, and it's outer worlds, you know.
Right.
You're
It's that,
not on Earth. So it's a
You're on,
pretty
like, an-
really different
Like
setting.
an alien
Right.
planet owned by brands.
It's that 1950s commercialized aesthetic, but like in space instead of destroyed.
I'm sad to announce that today Randy Pitchford was not apprehended, but the PC gaming show is tomorrow at noon,
he
so
has
we'll
many
see.
chances tomorrow.
We'll see if he gets arrested, and we'll see if we get the bold version of the Big Think Bingo.
We get
Laser
VR,
searching.
we get PC gaming, and we get Kind of Funny. All three. He could show up any of those.
If he shows up at Kind of Funny, I might die. I don't want to have to deal with Kind of Funny and Randy Pitchford at once.
Man,
I'm
that would be
really
like the
excited.
only place he'd fit in.
Yeah, you know, they would just go right into his magic trick and they'd love it.
But yeah, the thing that leaked ahead of time was shown, and weirdly enough, we didn't get anything other than that trailer. And that was Bleeding Edge by Ninja Theory. It's a 4v4 brawler. It has been described as looks like Battleborn 2. An important thing to note here is kind of sad. This was a game that was in pre-production over at Ninja Theory years back, but then no publisher picked it up, and it was going to be an action game, Destiny-like game. And I guess Microsoft came to them And like literally, they even said some shit on stage that reflected that this is what it was. Microsoft came to them and said, "Hey, what do you already mostly have development done on, so we can ship some fucking shit?"
Right.
And they were like, "Well,
like
we've done
video games.
We've done a
now.
lot of pre-production on this." They're like, "Great. What is it?" "Oh, it's a Destiny-like action game." They're like, "Okay, so it's an action game because we're not doing that first part." They're like, "All right, it's a 4v4 hero action game." And they're like, "Great, awesome, ship it by next year." So that's what we got. We didn't get any
looks
gameplay, but there
okay.
is a technical alpha, right?
Yes, June 27th.
June 27th, we will definitely be checking that out, and I am an asshole who will absolutely do a button to pixel on a technical alpha.
What?
Now, there was a really funny part of this trailer.
With the Zarya
I mean,
part.
beyond the character design.
Okay.
That was when they put combat director from DMC Devil May Cry as a pop.
Yeah, they think
Like,
that's
this is our selling point.
Hey.
it's the best comment they've made.
Ooh.
I mean, does it count when like
Spicy.
Suno was holding their hand the entire
It
time?
really doesn't, but they're going to own it.
But hey, it sounds good on paper.
It does.
You get to go, hey, we made a Capcom game.
Yeah. We were big.
We
fancy
made
It's the
happy.
only
We
time
demand
in
a handle
history a
game.
series rebooted and then went back.
Oh no, is
Yeah.
that true?
I think
but-
I think it's about the only one. That may have happened one or maybe two other times, but I can't think of any.
I mean, I'm sure if they ever go back by Commando, that's what will have to happen.
Okay. Minecraft Dungeons, which is a Diablo-esque game. You know, you get that isometric sort of view, and you walk around and hit things. And people thought it looked pretty cool. In this room, we always do an E3 party, so we get a good gauge on these things. We had about 8 or 9 people here.
They're about, yeah.
Yeah, it's a smaller place, so we don't invite as many people as we used to. But yeah, about 8 or 9 people. People seem pretty hyped for it. Thought it was pretty good. I don't think it was the highlight. That is yet to come, and trust me, it's pretty awesome. Bob, what did you think?
Yeah, I think Minecraft Diablo is a good idea. I don't really care for the Minecraft aesthetic, but I'll still play that game. It seems like it might be fun with friends. We just we need a confirmation of a skill tree.
Yeah, I believe Bob's exact phrasing during the trailer playing was, hopefully they can make a skill tree better than Diablo 3, as in a tree. Yeah, as in a tree with branches.
Even Eric jumped in on that.
And Eric loves Diablo 3.
Right? Eric loves Diablo 3. Even he was tearing up Diablo 3 for not having any
Diablo
story.
3, the preferred game of sweatpants wear.
Oh, God.
I feel you skipped by us getting a date for Ori. It's February 11th.
February 11th
I didn't notice.
for
I must
Ori.
have missed it.
No, that's fair. Bob takes very good notes while I just shit talk the TV.
Wow.
It's called
Yeah, that
entertaining
Minecraft thing
guests.
looks cool.
Yeah, it actually does. It looks really neat, and I think it's neat that they're attempting stuff like that. The best part, though, and I'm not sure if this showed up in your notes, Bob, but I fucking lost it.
What's up?
From the creators of Minecraft, and I'm like,
Not that one.
not that one.
Not that one. Never want that one.
Right?
Everyone in the room fucking died when I was like, not all the creators.
What? Hatsune Miku, creator of Minecraft.
They didn't even get that
Okay,
one.
look in this.
Yeah, they didn't get
In
her.
this new Minecraft spinoff, you got to go through the dungeons to find QAnon. That's the plot of the new Minecraft game. By the creator of
was-
Minecraft.
There were 3 seconds in which my brain went, is this Minecraft 2? And during that moment, I felt a primal fear.
I've been thinking that was going to happen since they bought it, because eventually they're going to have to do that, because
Guys.
Minecraft will just reach market saturation.
Guys, the Minecraft 2, look, Minecraft 1 features voxels. The only way we can move it forward is for Minecraft 2 to feature non-uniform rational B-splines. Okay? We can't use the same rendering text, so when we get to that, it won't look the same. It's
We
gonna
don't have time for this.
Hey, it was one sentence, and then we were gonna move on to Spiritfarer.
Wait,
Bob.
what about Star Wars?
Okay, we're gonna let Bob's notes take over.
What is Spiritfarer? Maybe,
Bob, you take over with your notes.
I thought that. What is?
Take over with.
I
your
don't
notes.
remember which one Spiritfarer is. Oh well.
Let me refer to
Looks-
Field's notes. Looks raw. It's that one.
Okay.
It had like a cute aesthetic. I remember that.
I put these in order, so they
yeah.
talked about this first. It's that 2D one. Looks like there's survival elements. You build a settlement on a boat.
Yes.
It has
There it
hand-drawn
is.
art.
Oh,
Yeah.
please tell me that
see-
was the one
Wait,
where I
that-
said the indivisible thing.
Right. That actually happened all the way
it
after
looked like
Cyberpunk.
Indivisible.
It looked a bit like Indivisible, but there was a moment in
Like-
it where they took someone out to the ocean, and then a spiritual moment occurred, and I think they disappeared. And I was like, "Is this reverse Indivisible? Instead of you bringing dead people into your body, you're bringing living people out to the ocean to die?"
I think you're supposed to be bringing dead souls out to pass them or pass along to the next life or
I much
whatever.
prefer you forcibly making them
Yes,
pass on to the next life. It's emotional. Now get in the fucking water
But yeah,
and drown.
It's like a bunch of the water world was furries. That's what I said. When I
Yeah,
saw
that's
it.
right. He did say that. He was like, it was like Waterworld with furries, and it literally knocked me like it just did visually there. And I was like, this is the smallest micro niche of humanity. Who wanted this?
Waterworld is Kino.
It is. Fuck off.
We don't have time for Waterworld as Kino. Let's move on to the
Don't-
next thing.
yes,
don't worry.
Spiritfarer
Eventually.
looked nice.
Yes. The Star Wars thing was a AT-AT.
I believe, based on these notes, the subtitle is "I fucked up my formatting."
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's it. That's the name.
Yes, we saw some of it yesterday at EA.
Yeah, but there was a better format, or better, like, it was a trailer
A
this
trailer
time.
this time where we
And
saw
it
Yeah.
showed off more
Shadow of the
stuff.
Colossus climbing up AT-AT.
I can't fucking believe that was real.
Right? It was
I
like,
can't,
I
because
like that was raw.
that leaked in advance. And I'm like, they say it's Shadow of the Colossus, but they don't actually mean. And then it started playing, and I'm like, holy fuck.
yeah,
Holy shit. Forrest Whitaker was there too.
It's true.
Save the dream.
I can't tell you how many times Forrest Whitaker was said in this room today. Just people nonstop.
Save the dream.
It's Forrest Whitaker. Is this
it
before?
won't be Forrest Whitaker,
Is
though.
the-
It'll be
is
played
it-
by the other actor.
I mean, there was that. There was. We made the joke of like. Never mind. Anyway, some E3 party jokes translate, other ones don't. So we will ignore that. What did you think? That looked good.
I'm hopeful for Star Wars Fallen Order.
I think
I
it-
want it to be good. I want to see gameplay done, or more gameplay, because we saw 15
Yeah.
minutes before,
Mhm.
but it looked like he wasn't playing well.
I think
was-
it looked better than yesterday's stuff. Like you got to see more better execution of certain the gameplay ideas.
Like for yesterday's stuff had a lot of like really bad time for climbing segment
Level design
stuff that was just kind of lame.
And even worse than it being a segment where you climb, because they had climbing in a video game, someone on Twitter said it's Uncharted Star Wars Edition, and I just went, what? They just climbed for
Can we
10 seconds.
Please not bully the troubled.
I don't even know who said it. I was just scrolling
Then
through
what's
Twitter.
the point of Big Think Dimension Field?
I think we have a very different idea of what this podcast is about. But I'm just saying that, like, it obviously wasn't engaged climbing like it can be in the Uncharted 4. It was just a thing they were doing to make traversal different for a moment.
Right, it was more like going on grades. It reminded me a lot of the God of War style climbing for God of War 3.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah, like God of War 3. What else? There was I don't know. How do you two feel about Jedi? We'll start with Phil. Phil, what's your thoughts about Jedi based on this trailer?
Well, it looks good. Respawn is the only developer at EA that hasn't had their soul ripped out and turned into a thrall.
Well, this has to ship first.
Yeah, it has to ship, and then when it doesn't sell 8 million units like they expect, they'll be like, time for Ultimate Jedi Team, and take the plunger to them.
Oh my god.
EA can't be killed fast enough.
Phil, how do you feel? Sorry, KZ, how do you feel?
Hi, I'm Phil. How you doing?
Phil Z, how do you feel?
Ugh. The real Star Wars game may come out next year.
KZ,
Okay,
what do you feel?
All right. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order looks pretty good. I'm excited to see more of it. The combat looks really, really fun. They had that moment in the EA Play thing where you stop the blaster bolt and pull in a dude to just force him into his own blaster.
Yes, that was a great moment that wasn't in today's trailer.
Right.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, doing some goofy stuff with force powers is cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was goofy. It was just like we watched The Force Awakens, and we made gameplay out of the coolest thing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's definitely
And,
the coolest thing in that movie. Right at
Yes.
the start. What a great film.
Yep. It's a great film.
Very keynote.
And they confirmed that there will be like multiple paths through levels that are tied to like having certain force powers and stuff. So I'm interested in seeing that. They didn't really show much of it in the EA Play demo. It's kind of more of a forced linear track through the whole thing, but it looks fun. And I'm excited to maybe try harder difficulties since a lot of the stormtroopers will just go down in one hit because of course they will.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed that they aren't willing to make it an M-rated game and have the stormtroopers lose limbs. I feel like that's important for lightsabers to do.
I mean, I kind of agree.
They go ouchie ouch.
Ouchie ouch.
It looks
Isn't
like
it weird that Anakin can get his fucking hand sliced off and the movie is PG, but you can't do that in the game?
Well, yeah, because you would be doing it to hundreds of people.
right.
And that's the distinction they have there. My opinion on Jedi. I don't think I'm gonna like this game. Something about how movement looks doesn't look as responsive or quick as I want it to.
You saying there's some input lag?
I'm saying due to animation blending, there may be a little bit of unresponsiveness with the controls.
Better on Stadia.
Yes, it's
It's like the NVIDIA intro.
It's best on smartphone with Stadia.
Stadia.
You're supposed to slap your phone to your face with your Stadia and then just game.
I agree, Vox. I am excited for the Jedi to have lightsabers. It was kind of a swerve.
Question from the chat: Dan, is input lag real? Banned. No, it's fine. Yes, it's real and it's coming. It's happening on our streets every day. Bob, we need to talk about the real news here. The biggest news at E3: Battletoads. Apparently, they showed Battletoads, and
We didn't get a
So
developer,
I'm gonna be real.
My premonition has not been denied yet.
Bob's premonition has not been deconfirmed.
I would an Inti creates Battletoads would look better than this.
Oh man.
I don't know. I looked at it. It looked okay.
We're gonna have to take a break with that. Here we go.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Okay.
Okay. Ow.
I saw Mike Z like really kissed it too.
It's like fucking Phil unloaded his gun and he's like, who made this game? I don't.
Yeah, they didn't put any dev on it.
Yeah, no, that's bad.
We
I
farmed
thought it
this
looked
out.
okay. Nothing.
The
to write home
animations
about.
looked really janky, and the design for the Dark Queen now makes me want to die.
Okay, let's talk about this. I didn't even fucking recognize her. I
Yeah,
owned a copy of Battletoads my entire life.
No
I've played
single.
every version of Battletoads. I even played Double Dragon versus Battletoads. I didn't even fucking recognize her in the trailer. That's bad.
There's redesigning a character, and then there's drawing Rarity from My Little Pony and saying she's that character.
No, like, okay, so if you could imagine if an idiot drew Kim Possible. Because the Kim Possible artist does do good character design. Same person worked on the Clerks cartoon.
Huh.
They do really good character design. This, all I could think is, this is like an idiot took over and designed a character for a Kim Possible villain. She wears the big pants, so she's evil woman.
Yeah, I don't. There's literally zero
I do like pants.
similar characteristics in this character.
Okay, I know
All
where.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
all I'm saying is the Battletoads fight from Shovel Knight will be a better Battletoads game than this.
Yes, obviously.
How depressing.
Easy.
So we need to do a comparison right now, even though it's jumping ahead.
What's up?
And I'll touch more on how I feel about this then. Bob, I want your opinion. Which one looks worse as visuals? Commander Keen reboot or Battletoads?
Commander Keen.
It looks worse.
I think so.
Mr. Feel, how do you feel on this? Which way are you going?
They're both so bad.
Really hard.
You made me think about both at the same time.
because Commander Keen doesn't have great character designs that were ruined, like Battletoads did.
They ruined
Okay.
the dope fish. That's like the easiest thing in the world to not ruin, and they did it.
Vox, please do not kill Bob. Please do not come for Bob's life on this night.
Oh no!
I'm gonna have to say, Commander Keen is worse by a smidge. They're
Okay.
both real bad.
KZ.
Commander Keen, because that theme song has traumatized me.
Okay, and I'm also saying Commander Keen looks worse. I believe the way I
feel
phrased
bad
it.
for fans of that game series that was dead for a very long time.
Oh, don't worry. I'll talk about it later.
Oh fuck! It's you! Oh no!
I grew up with a DOS PC for gaming.
I forgot you're old.
One moment.
No. It's okay. I'll rub you.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh no! The
I think the
OLED,
worst part-
KZ, don't.
Oh no, I can't. I'll wait. I'll wait until the Bethesda conference.
Yeah, we'll wait and talk about it then. But
I think we skipped a
The
few
psycho
things.
engine started
yes,
revving
we
up
had
for a
very
second.
intentionally skipped one thing as a bit.
Okay.
But that Battletoads game looks fucking awful. But the way I phrased it with the Commander Keen thing is that it looked like a Saturday morning cartoon that got canceled before it was made. It looked like
it
the
looked-
fakest Saturday morning cartoon ever.
Like everyone started posting Johnny Test, and that's what it was.
I was
It was
about
like-
to say Johnny Test.
it was like
It's
a worse Johnny Test.
I know.
I don't think highly of Johnny Test, everyone, but holy shit.
We gotta wait because I can go off on this.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, we don't need to jump all the way to that.
Cartoon critic, I am not that old. Do not take that seriously. Now then, based on Dan's shirt, I assume he's 16. Multiply that by 2, and that's the sort of person who would wear this shirt, I feel. Anyway,
nice beard.
thank you.
16.
Yeah. I take a lot of protein supplements.
Why you sound like Crunk?
Video games. Cyberpunk. I'll open the floor for discussion. Feel.
Looks fantastic. I'm really excited. It's happening sooner than I thought. I really thought that was gonna get pushed to next gen. I'm happy John Wick is in it.
I'm fucking thrilled that Keanu Reeves is in that game. His onstage performance was incredible, and I too thought that game was late next year, not April.
Right. I think that's what a lot of us were thinking.
That was a series of revelations I was not ready for. How the fuck is this game supposed to run on current gen consoles? How many
gonna be
loading
right up.
gates can there be?
OG Xbox One will run great.
Will it run? The Xbox One X ran so that way it could run games for its crippled cousin, the Xbox One original.
The Xbox One X runs so its little brother can stop.
It'd be so funny if they're just like, and if you put it into the PS5, half the loading gates vanish.
I mean, to be fair, should work out where if you put it in the PS5, it will just demolish the loading times.
Yeah, I assume that we're going to see a lot of times where it just is old school, like freezes you in place and says loading. That's what I'm guessing will happen.
I assumed it was
I
like
mean, I'm hoping it's a really dense city, so I'm hoping like they'll be able to hide the stuff that isn't being loaded.
I mean, you're on a bus for how long? It's going to be like, welcome to the future. The buses move even slower.
There's traffic.
So yeah, Cyberpunk. I'm excited it happened this whole time. I love the whip shit. He had whips
the
come
whip
out of his
and
arm
whip
and he's just fucking
arms.
whipping them in first person. I'm very excited for the game. I'm a little sad that it's not being designed for next gen.
I'm
You
hoping
know.
Morpheus shows up. I feel like he'd be real good. I feel bad. I can't remember the actor's name right now.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence
Chris
Fishburne.
Pratt?
No, KZ. He knows he's not Chris Pratt because he's not white.
Right?
That's
Oh.
come on, man. Everyone knows it's Chris Rock. Now then.
I got one more I think Feel skipped.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a very important video game.
I'm just gonna stop
I
looking at
thought
these notes.
Cyberpunk was a pretty neat video game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cyberpunk's looking good.
Yeah, that Keanu segment where he just hosts that segment is the reason why E3 is the best.
Yes, that was a really great moment where he's like, I'm a normal human being and hosting this right now is a struggle because everyone keeps clapping at me.
Please stop.
That dude goes, "You're breathtaking." No, you're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking.
I like how he had a blazer and a graphic tee on because apparently Phil Spencer holds you at gunpoint until you put that on at E3.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Phil
a
Spencer
good.
did in fact have a cool shirt.
We'll get to that.
Blair Witch.
So the entire Blair Witch trailer, everyone in the room's just like, that shit's Silent Hill? And I'm like, why is it Resident Evil 7 2? Did we not
I
have
thought it
enough
was
spooky...
Outlast 3.
Did we
I
not
thought it
have
was Outlast 3.
Did we not have enough spooky forest with video cam shenanigans? And then it's revealed that it's Blair Witch, and everyone in the room goes, okay. And then somebody...
that
what
was
was it?
my exact
There are a
reaction.
couple jokes
All right.
about if they reveal one more game like that, Jim Ratgazer's soul would be whipped back into the 90s.
Right? It's like, what
Yeah,
year
this
is
is real
it?
out of nowhere.
And it comes out
How long
August.
ago was that reboot? Wasn't it like 6 years ago?
Yeah, it was something like that. It was in the last 6 or so years.
Oh, it was 3 years ago. That's still too long.
Yeah.
So what came next, Bob?
Legend of Right, or maybe this game was called RPG Time. RPG Time,
Yeah,
Legend
Yeah,
of Right.
yeah, it was
Time, The
RPG
Legend of
time.
Right.
The Legend of Right. Yeah. Talk about it.
What if Drawn to Death looked okay?
I wouldn't.
And appealing?
KZ, I would not compare this to Drawn to Death at all, because Drawn to Death is like, it doesn't hit a good aesthetic. It uses 3D graphics and is like comic bait. It's a mess.
I just saw it a drawn
This is like-
aesthetic. It had legally
is like
distinct
craft-
Dragon Quest music.
Yeah,
it really
that's-
did. It sounded... if it was sounded even a slightly bit closer, a war criminal would have appeared on that stage and
Oh
Yeah,
no!
I was like, we were joking about how he was going to go sue them to death. Like that, I feel like he still will.
I thought they had something on like the top of the border in one of the shots that just looks like legally distinct slime.
Yeah, no, that whole thing was just legally distinct Dragon Quest. I'm not entirely.
And it looked legally decent.
Yeah, I'm curious as to exactly how it plays and everything.
Yeah, that looked really interesting.
I feel like we don't really get a good grasp of what it is, but hey,
Yeah.
I'm still up for it. I want to see where it
did
goes.
not turn me off like I expect something that looks like that too.
David Jaffe taking another L because that's what his last bad game looked like.
Look, David Jaffe can't hold all the L's he has already. We don't need to give him another one.
Yeah.
Let's see, what do we got next?
Wasteland 3?
Wasteland 3. Yeah, okay. We'll go to that one. And then we'll jump back.
God damn it, Phil.
I don't know much about the Wasteland series. The whole time they were showing me, I was like, is this Fallout spinoff?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Isn't that made like by the people who used to make Fallout or something?
Fallout was based on Wasteland, or was
Oh.
inspired by Wasteland, rather.
Okay, is that like
mean,
an
And
old
then they
wasn't-
made Wasteland 2 via crowdfunding,
Kickstarter.
like a while back.
Yeah, weren't they
How they're
going...
doing this.
Didn't Fallout come out of the fact they couldn't secure the Wasteland license?
Yeah,
I
was
think so.
Yeah.
Wasteland like
Yeah.
D&D?
Yeah, it's kind of like Spelljammer.
Okay.
Like it's a tabletop thing, if I remember correctly.
It also had one old PC game, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. And we also you went right by Flight Simulator, which is made
Oh,
with
yeah.
Azure AI and
Thank you,
satellite
Vox.
data, which
I appreciate it.
it looked nice.
Yeah, Flight Simulator looked fucking incredible. When they popped up, they're like, we're all about amazing gaming experiences. And then it pops up, powered via satellite photography and Azure AI. I was like, it's been 6 years. Get off this shit. Stop lying to us. And then they showed us Flight Simulator. I was like, oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah,
I
that
was
makes
like,
sense.
Wow.
Yeah.
They just showed a Flight Simulator game in the press conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
it was weird.
It was great. It was smart. It was exactly what we all needed and deserved. I thought it looked great. I think that would look amazing on this 4K OLED TV.
They should give it a VR mode so I can kill myself with it.
Yes, they should. That sounds important.
You know, you can kill yourself while you wear a VR headset, even not while playing a game. You can do that.
You see,
Yeah, but it
Phil
won't kill
only
me from
said that because they
emotion.
realized we have 2 more days of this.
They also moved on to doing Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, which I was confused by. Didn't this already come out on PC years ago?
I thought it did. I thought it did.
Is this a new thing? Does anyone know more about this than I do?
What happened?
I believe Age of Empires 1 got some sort of re-release in the last couple of years.
I thought they did the exact same style release for 2. Maybe I'm going crazy. I haven't been able to check
Yo,
Steam
this
or
is like the
anything
one where
since.
they try.
Okay.
No, I think they only did one.
Oh well.
I think they said they were doing all of them, but one was the only one they got through yet.
like two is still one of my favorite, or was one of my favorite strategy games. I need to go back to it, and I'm happy to see it come back, and I want to play it.
You can play it in 4K now.
Whoa.
Captain Karn says, new version, you're thinking of Age of Empires HD.
Oh,
This is
HD, and then
definitive
this is
edition.
definitive, so it's different.
They were like, completely redone, amazing, immersive audio. And then we were like, you're going to hear individual soldiers that are like, tell my wife that I loved her. And then another one dies and he's like, tell his wife that I loved her.
You'll hear every single random clanking noise, just like when you zoom out in a Castlevania
In Harmony of Despair, you'll zoom out, it'll keep every sound effect at full volume and it'll just clip. But yeah, that was the thing. But I we got to talk about some shirts.
Shirts.
We got to talk about what shirt
It was a cool shirt.
Phil Spencer came out with. And I was like, that's a Psychonaut shirt. Who the fuck is he wearing this Psychonaut shirt? And then we got later in the conference. Bob, one studio acquisition was announced at this one. A new low for Microsoft. Definitely not high as 7.
Right.
But they acquired
we didn't
one
get to
studio.
see the death of the other 7. We only saw the death of one of the 7, so they're down to 6 studios.
Which one died?
Look.
Since last?
Ninja Series is going to die.
We didn't see it yet!
Bob,
It's
this is
a dead game
premonition.
walking.
It is not a dead game walking because Microsoft will consider it a W if it ships. Anyways, they bought Double Fine. Microsoft has fucking done the unthinkable. They now own virtually every game developer we've ever beaten up with jokes.
Right? It's insane.
All they have to do is buy Inti. Just buy Inti crates, and that'll be all of them.
Oh no. And Mercury Steam.
And Gearbox.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
They would.
I could see them doing this.
They
oh,
could.
No.
They could actually buy all 3 of those, and somehow journalists this whole time will be clapping. They'll be like, "Great! I love their first party offerings. Just it's getting better all the time. They own the entire
Cram
game
the filth
industry."
into my mouth.
Yeah, it's that bad. But yeah, no, they bought Double Fine. And then Tim Schafer comes out and he makes some jokes. He's like, I'm excited to work on some cars for Forza or do other stuff for you. And he's like, well, actually, we just want you to ship a good game. And he's like, good, because I didn't want to do that. It's like, and I'm like,
That's funny. You're not going to ship a good game either.
Right,
don't
too bad you
don't
can't
make
ship
that joke,
games.
motherfucker. You will be working on Forza in 4 years.
No, he won't, Dan. He'll be fired long before that.
He has been sealed inside the Earth's crust.
Apegicine says Microsoft gathering the L stones.
I like that Psychonauts looks like it's a game that could be a video game that is actually launched.
That did
know.
look like a video game.
It did look like
enough.
a video
It
game.
looked
It must
so
be.
much like Psychonauts 1 that it scared me, and now I think it won't feel any better than Psychonauts 1, which did not feel great.
You are 100% spot on, but it visually looked much better than 1. A thing I
yeah, I
didn't
just mean
expect.
physics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even
they want
So
it-
is it even?
They want to.
So is this even going to be on PS4 now?
I
Because
think on
they
the stream afterward,
crowdfunded
he
that
said,
shit and promised a PS4 version.
right. I think on stream afterwards, Jeff Keighley said it would be launching on everything, and then they'd be focusing on the Xbox.
Yeah, that's
Just
that's
like Outer Worlds.
Yeah, that's what he said about that. The funniest thing to me is when on that same Jeff Keighley, doing the hosting in between conferences on Game Slice, he was talking to him, and Tim Schafer goes, I just want people to see the game's doing pretty good. Microsoft can't come in and buy us when we're halfway done making the game. We're more than halfway done. We are more than halfway done making the game, and I just fucking lost it.
Also, that game wouldn't be coming out if Microsoft hadn't bought them.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and that's the fucked up part.
Right.
Like you see Double
You
Fine.
can see that game went from him saying, expect it late 2020 at the earliest to, oh, we're actually shipping in 2019. That was the moment it confirmed they were getting bought.
It just it was fucking. It's fucking unreal that so many different
Engine
funding adventures happen with Double Fine, with them doing a small VR game for Sony, 2 small VR games for Sony, and this stuff over here, and Fig over there, and all this, and it still
Big
takes
in.
them being bought in order to ship Psychonauts 2.
Right? Like it's the only game they've had with this has ambition at all.
But guys, the number one thing to come out of this is I am extremely excited. Fuck, I can't even. It hurts when there's a camera and I know people can see that I'm fucking lying. See, when they listen to Big Think Dimension, they're like, I can't believe this asshole said Metal Wolf Chaos was the last good game from FUM Software. What a fucking dick. Because they believe me. Because they believe me. Now I can't do it. I'm very excited for the Xbox 2 to have its AAA games. AAA games from Double Fine, Ninja Theory.
Mercury Steam
will be there.
Right?
That will be the case by then.
oh man.
I do think it's like, you're like, why do they have so much trouble shipping? And it's like, it's not like Tim Schafer's career has been defined by him going over budget and time.
I know, like fucking Handsome Joe's here, and he's like, when's the last time they shipped a game? And I was like, well, they've been doing a bunch of small projects. He's like, what's the last AAA game they did? And I was like, Brutal Legend. He's like,
Oh my god!
He's like,
that
wait.
was 100 years ago.
He's like, wait,
The thing that
what?
made Activision never want to work with him again because it took way too fucking
And
long.
then
It
Handsome
was
Joe,
nothing that
Handsome
they
Joe-
like they promised.
Handsome Joe goes, what was the game before that? And I'm like, Psychonauts 1? And you could see him doing the math. Just being like, wait a
all
fucking...
the math
How are they
equations appeared in front of him.
It was like he was being confronted with a lich. He's like, wait, how do you live? What?
You're alive?
Yeah. Oh my god.
He
Okay.
turned to stone.
But you excited for Space Lords to be an Xbox 2 launch title?
Oh
That would be too
my
funny.
god, hype.
Oh yeah.
We have for you today Bad
Hey.
Warframe.
You know, Konami's having a special event on Tuesday, Lords of Shadow 3, Xbox One's exclusive, developed by Mercury Steam, their new studio.
Xavier with $5 super chat says Tim Schafer was the only time Bobby Kotick was right about something. Have you heard Bobby Kotick's commentary
No.
on fucking Tim Schafer?
Oh my god.
It was good. It's like everything the internet has ever like memed about him being incapable of shipping a game, not having managerial skills, all that shit. And he's not saying it to be mean. He was recorded like off the cuff just saying it, like
Oh my
explaining it
God.
to someone. He's like, yeah, no, that guy can't fucking ship a game. It was so good. I was like, ooh, that's bad. Because he's not an emotional, vengeful man. Bobby Kotick only thinks through numbers.
Right. He's a E CEO.
So, Bob, what do we got next? Because I'm jumping to my highlights, and
Let's see.
I just
Lego
want to know
Star
what.
Wars 2020.
Everyone was like, "Oh shit, another Star Wars game!" And Bob looks closely and he goes, it's Lego, and it's like before they've done more than one cut." And everyone in the room goes, "Oh man, this is fucking."
Yeah, the Skywalker Saga. It's all 9 movies. Is 9 right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's 3 trilogies. Yeah.
I'll pick that up. I haven't played a Lego game in a few years, and that's a lot of game.
Oh, watch out, KZ. Some guy's gonna kidnap you and put you in a pit. And then when you get back home, you'll realize the game sucks.
That content isn't out yet. They don't even know what you're talking about.
Why are you speaking? Why are
That content may be out Thursday. I hear it's supposed to be out Thursday. It should be out Thursday. Please be excited. But, yeah, the funny thing about Lego Star Wars, and this is a comment we forgot to talk about earlier, is when I saw the Wookiee face and I was like, that's a Wookiee face. Meanwhile, when I saw the Wookiee face in the Fallen Order or whatever, I was like, what the fuck is with that face?
Yeah, no, the Wookiee face.
That's a dude with hair.
How did you fuck up
bad.
Wookiees? They're
Like-
Wookiees. You went to make a Star Wars game and you couldn't make a Wookiee?
And you had said it in Wookiee universe.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, isn't that Wookiee's home planet or something?
I don't know.
Who
but
knows?
There was more than one Wookiee.
Kashyyyk.
Yeah, there's way too many Wookiees for the Wookiee to look that bad.
Jesus Christ.
Stop saying Wookiee.
Wookiee. I did it all for. Anyways, what's next?
DBZ Kakarot.
So, when it pops up, Dbz Kakarot is the name of Project Z. When it pops up with Project Z, they're like, they still don't have a fucking name? And I'm like, I'm really worried this is the name. And Xeon goes, it's the name. And then it fades in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And I was like, thank you, universe, for proving that man wrong. I don't need a game that's called Project Z. That's stupid.
But then if it went through the logo, that means, hey, Dan, are you going to be picking up Dragon Ball Project Z Action RPG for your PS4?
I'm going to be picking it up for my PlayStation 4 computer home entertainment system. Yeah. How about you, KZ Excelente?
I will pick this up because it looks cool. I like CyberConnect 2's games, and I watched 10 or 15 minutes of the gameplay on the IGN stream, and that looks a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I watched that, and that made me a lot less worried because based on what was in that trailer, I was like, I recognized the animation of him getting punched and flying away from Xenoverse, and my blood turned to ice. And then I went and watched the gameplay, and there was a lot of fun stuff in that, like him fishing with a fake tail.
Yep.
Which I thought was pretty funny.
It's pretty funny. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. What's next, Bob?
Next we got 12 minutes.
I mean, I guess we
Until we die?
Thing?
Yes.
What was it? They were like 12 minutes, and it was clear it was a time loop game, and I'm like, this is the shittiest version of Majora's Mask I've ever seen. Come on, kid, you got 12 minutes.
I wonder if there's going to be any dynamic elements to this, or if it's just going to be going through like a set of time loops.
How about this? Phil, can you describe for the audience what is 12 minutes?
So a guy's wife comes home and they sit down to eat dinner, and then a guy comes to the door and kills her, and him probably too. And then he wakes back up 12 minutes before it happens. And I guess the concept is to figure out how to make that not happen and figure out why it's happening.
So I think it's been more than 12 minutes because Dan has aged into a skeleton by this point.
No,
which is-
he's just tagging in Xeon.
Sometimes his
okay.
gun's got to take over the stream.
Dragon Ball GT is great.
No, don't give him this platform to talk about Dragon Ball GT, Dan. What are you thinking?
It's quite a shame. Dan needs to come back. We need to talk about how great that first Gears 5 trailer was.
But first, we got to talk about Way to the Woods.
God, Phil, how many did you miss?
It was a
there
deer
was a
game.
lot. Microsoft did 60 games.
I mean, I'm not expecting you to get the ID at Xbox thing that did show a taxi simulator.
I need to go back and look. I don't believe you see
That was good. That was sandwiched between a couple of them. There was one that was just called Supermarket Shriek, and I got really hyped.
But yeah, the Way to the Woods, some sort of deer game where you go around in a post-apocalypse world. Is a deer who has the light up antlers, and you use them as your flashlight.
Music kind of sounded like the Breath of the Wild soundtrack a little bit.
It really made me feel like it was a That Game Company game, but it wasn't.
Deer,
I believe
but it's spelled like near.
that's good. I believe we were talking about it. What was it? Asshole Deer Simulator?
Yes.
And I was like, okay, Deer Simulator, got it. Yeah, it has music done by Ivy and Sarashu, who did do some work on Steven Universe. For people who would recognize them through that, I was. Oh no, not that sentence. I can't say that sentence without an IPA in my hand. I listened to them. I listened to them before, Steven Universe. They're a pretty good band. They make good music.
Yeah.
I search up indie music.
I'm very cultured.
I'm very cultured.
Kind of a thing.
I was into Hoobastank before they became popular in States.
Let me eat these sriracha fish tacos.
Sriracha.
All right, moving on.
I like Taco Bell.
That game looked, as far as art games at E3 go, that game looked like one of the stronger art games we've seen.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm not one for art games, but I'd play that.
I'd play that before a lot of the other art games.
Yeah, especially like 12 minutes.
12 minutes seemed like it could be good if there was a lot of forks in the story.
I don't
at a certain point, it could become the Stanley Parable. You don't know.
Maybe yeah.
I'm thinking it'll be like an experience that you'll just go through once and
Yeah, I don't
like 3 or 4 hours at most.
It'd be way more fun if it was just literally a time loop and gave you freedom, and you're like, this time loop, I'm just gonna throw my dishes at him. How's he gonna like that?
Right, this time I'm just gonna punch my wife, see how that goes.
I mean, sometimes, guys, you come home from work and you think to yourself, I'm just gonna punch my wife this time and see how it works.
Oh.
And then she punches you and she doesn't stop punching you.
You speaking from experience?
No. What else?
So now it's Gears of War time.
That opening trailer is incredible.
It was so bad.
She's like, oh man, there are heads coming out of my head.
It's a front-on shot.
What the fuck was Gears 4 about?
I need to. Okay, well, we can get to that in a moment, but I need to describe this thing. It's a front-on shot of the main protagonist of Gears 5. I don't remember her name. I didn't play Gears
Laura
4.
Bailey, I think.
Yeah, Laura Bailey. She's one of the combat kids.
Laura Bailey. And she's staring straight at the perspective, and as the song plays and it comes off as a music video, expressions in other people's heads rip out of her to contort and twist and freeze in place and reform in her. That's the whole trailer.
It keeps going, man.
It's like 3.5 minutes. So KZ's doing that thing where he says something is raw and no one in the world knows if he's being genuine or not.
I just thought it was hilarious.
Well, that you are
funny.
correct. It was fucking hilarious.
Oh no, nothing about that was. I can see they were going for something neat, but maybe if that was 1/10 of the length that it was.
Gears needs to stop leaning into trying to be emotional. It fails at it every time. It rolls a 0.
It could just do Unga chainsaw gun instead.
On the 20-sided die,
on
a 20-sided die, they roll a 0 - Bob
They
video
do.
game.
That 20-sided die fell off the table. A 0 lands there instead.
And then when they went to reach for it, the DM kicked them in the teeth.
I can't even comprehend this franchise anymore. It's like been removed so far from the first 3 that it might as well be in a different dimension.
It is my understanding that this main girl is like a hybrid between the alien threat and a human.
Is it? Is that what they're going for?
I think.
Yes, that actually
Were
is.
they
the
even
plot.
aliens? I thought they just popped out of the Earth's crust.
I don't know what
they're
Gears
on
of
an
War
alien
is. I
planet.
assume
They're on
aliens.
Earth.
But
So it was humans went to there.
But yeah, that was the plot point in 4. It was apparently she's part locust, or somehow has a tie to the locust. She has a thing also tying to that. It's
okay. That's
we're not Gears
That's why
experts.
She makes the weird face in the trailer because she's like, "Wow."
No, that's
Yeah.
because Microsoft's conference somehow takes the W of having Gears coming out this year and Halo coming out next year, and shit is and farts its way through both.
Yeah.
But
What?
we're gonna
Yeah.
get to the fucking
We'll get the
Halo thing in a
later.
bit.
But then we saw nothing else of the story mode for that.
Yeah, no more story mode about. In fact, I'm not going to consider Faces story mode material, so we saw nothing of the story mode. We did, however, get an exclusive new mode for Gears of 5. They're very excited for it. What's it called? Escape?
Escape mode.
Escape mode. Escape mode! Gears 5. Like, escape mode's huge text. Gears 5 small text. Escape mode is four
They
people
took us
come
inside the studio. It was weird. Like they went inside the stage and there were pipes, and I got scared.
No, I really love that part because they had Xavier Woods, AJ Styles, and another wrestler trapped in gamer hell playing Gears of War 5 Escape.
play the game.
We didn't even get to see you play it.
They're like, why are you showing us play the game? And they're like, we're not showing you play the game.
And then that person was Lil Jon.
Because they're like, we're going to be at E3 playing this game. We got these guys. It's going to be great. They cut away immediately. It's like, why do you have them trapped in a cage
I really
playing a
thought,
game
like,
you're not
big
even going to show
shoutcasting
people?
Thing was gonna start.
I know, me too. I was sitting there and I was like, yes. Do it. Yes. But yeah, escape mode seems to be you go into a locust hive and piss them all off and run.
Which is cool. Like,
In this multiplayer mode, you leave a flaming bag of dog shit on the Locust doorstep, ring the doorbell, and run.
In this gameplay mode, you go into the locust's bedroom, get in bed with it, and shit in its bed.
Ugh.
Upper deck the Lotus threat.
Zangrill is saying it said to watch the gameplay on Mixer. Weird. That wasn't in
did.
our YouTube version.
What
Yeah,
is
they
Mixer?
straight up
maybe.
said, "On Mixer, we're gonna do this thing."
Okay. No, thank you.
Yeah, naturally.
But yeah, that was basically it for Gears
No,
5.
no, there
just
was-
new
there was the incredible Terminator crossover.
Yeah, they just go do, and yeah, no, it was crazy. And then the Terminator's foot crushes the skull, and it's that shot from Terminator. And
I feel like Terminator will be cooler in another video game eventually.
It's
What-
funny
I don't-
how
Mortal Kombat 11.
like-
Yeah, that already
like
leaked.
Mortal Kombat 11 is going to be like, here's T2 Terminator, the coolest one everyone likes and remembers. And Gears 5 is like, here's the one from the new bad movie nobody's going to go see.
Yeah, it is weird that the Dark Fate specifically
Yeah,
tie in.
yeah. Well, I assume they're both that, but we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Also, there's apparently a Horde mode tests thing happening for like
yeah,
a beta
there's
Horde.
a test. Did you have the date on that?
It was in August.
Okay, yeah, because they had a test for Escape,
Yeah, Escape is in July.
and then another test for Horde, which is later. How many multiplayer modes are they going to have to make in balance for this game that ships later this year?
I wonder how many microtransactions it's gonna have. God, you know how much that ruined the last one.
Yeah, a lot of people were upset about that.
Maybe they can fix Horde mode, but I really doubt it.
Suzushiro says, kind of like how when Sony made their Smash riff-off, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, it's okay. Not everyone remembers the name of that great game. They had to use
Don't lie to these people.
shitty reboot Dante because that game came out around then. Yeah, but it looks like a Terminator.
Right?
That's all.
It's still
that
close
matters.
enough to a
That's
regular
all- yeah,
Terminator for me to be hyped.
it's close enough. But there was like, here's a skin. We're doing escape mode. We're doing this Horde test and this skin or this escape mode test this year. It comes out later this year. No new information about the story. I guess they got that out of their system last year.
Right. I guess that was enough for us.
Which I feel like Halo almost has the reverse problem, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, now we gotta talk about the Elite controller.
So they have the much leaked Elite controller finally announced. We didn't find a price point, but it supports Bluetooth. It has a new, even more shallow depth of push on the trigger.
I
Yes.
did see a price.
Oh,
What
yeah?
was the price?
$180.
Isn't that the same as the first one?
The first one's a 150.
They raised it $30.
But yeah.
Fucking riot.
Yeah, but this is the not fucked up edition that won't break and also has an internal battery.
Yeah, it's
that lasts
crazy.
40 hours apparently.
40 hours internal battery. Honestly, we made the leap to rechargeable AA, so now I'm like, Neat. We took that opportunity to shit on Sony because the DualShock 4 has what is it again? A 4-hour battery, a 2-hour battery. What is it again?
Fucking pathetic.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, no, it's
So low, I don't play without it plugged in.
yeah, that's kind of how it gets sometimes.
It's
man.
pretty bad. Why do they think people are willing to buy a controller for $180?
People are very willing to do that.
That was the thing. Somebody at the E3 party made a joke of like, why are they making this? Kids aren't going to buy a controller for $180. And I'm like, yeah, they will, because they only play one game, Fortnite. And they save money by only buying one game, Fortnite. It's a thing.
There's absolutely going to be kids who buy this, and it makes sense from a business perspective to give the people with too much money a premium option.
Right.
Like I ended up getting one of the other Elite controllers kind of on cheap.
Yeah.
Using discounts and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's like
it's a really nice feeling.
They feel great. It's nice to have a premium experience, for a slightly higher price. Oh fuck the Podlords!
Oh no!
I actually don't have the list of Podlords in front of me, but I'll shout it from over there in a moment in between the conferences. This was just a funny segue. Anyway, what's next, Bob? After the Elite controller.
After the Elite controller is Dying Light 2, which I don't know. Was there anything new there? I didn't think there was anything new with that.
It's weird because the people I regularly talk to about Dying Light 2, I expected it to go, Chris Avallone presents a Chris Avallone written game. Dying Light 2, :
No, they still don't like to credit writers because then they have to pay them more.
Chris Avallone's Evolved Edition.
He's
Was
infected.
Jim Lee.
He had a wrist thing that went beep beep and a light went out.
Bob, that is the best 2 dots you've ever connected. So about how Bob and I internalize E3 moments. There was an E3 where the DC Universe Online was announced. And it was announced for the PS3, and so it was at Sony's conference. And they hyped the shit out of this game. They were like, this is made by Motion Comics and comic book veterans, the absolute best in the industry. And I'm like, okay, cool. Who's involved? They're like, fucking Jim Lee. And I'm like,
Who?
I'm sure
Something
that
sausage?
I'm sure that person's very important, but
Wait,
I
no,
have
that's
no
good.
fucking idea. The whole trailer is just like Jim Lee designs with Jim Lee directing Jim Lee, and I'm just like, okay, we get it. He's involved. I don't know who he is. Please shut up.
He's an Image Comics guy, which explains why his name is all over it because they're all like that.
Yeah. So Bob just connected the dot of Chris Avallone and how much hype he gets, and we don't. And then Jim Lee. Anyway, what's
Then we got Forza Horizon 4.
They didn't really show anything for Dying Light 2, by the way.
Nothing
it didn't
new.
Really,
Like, it was just a trailer.
It was just.
It's going to be at Square's thing because they're publishing now.
That's
Okay.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, they liked it. They held back even all their Eidos stuff.
So we're going to talk about Forza,
Forza
the good
Horizon
shit.
4 Lego.
The awesome shit.
This
Yes.
was the hypest shit at E3 so far.
I don't know.
There was a fucking Forza car on stage made of fucking Legos. There was
The best twist ever.
It really was.
Right, they brought it out in the shadows, so you couldn't tell it was
So you
Lego
couldn't
until
tell.
later. It was real
And then
good.
the lights come on, it's fucking Lego. And it starts blaring the everything is awesome theme as fucking cars with Lego dragon heads sticking out of them drive down the track, which is also Lego. And when you smash into the trees, they go into bricks and explode everywhere. It was the hypest shit at this conference. And yes,
Seeing my chat as I streamed this go from, oh, it's Forza, whatever, to, what? Worm? Look at this.
yeah, it was good.
Yeah, no Forza 7 this
Also,
or 8.
500,000 Lego bricks to make that car.
Oh my god, I bet.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did that. DLC's coming out later this year. There's no Forza announced for this year. It's probably going to be next year or later. What was it? Gerstmann kind of leaked this in that he said, yeah, they're probably taking a year off, but he didn't provide any reasons he thought that. He just kept saying it for a few months now.
Oh.
And I was like,
Suspicious.
Gerstmann knows something.
Mm.
But yeah. Bird says, I wish it came down from the ceiling again. It would have broken off and killed someone.
Right?
It would have just gone, and then half of it would have landed on a human and ended their life.
It would have been on Schaefer, and then Microsoft would have been like, he's still under warranty, right?
Oh.
I'd just like to imagine they open the car door to the Lego car, and then Keanu Reeves comes out of it.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
That would have been really good. I don't know how structurally solid those are.
Probably not very.
Right?
Depends on if they actually built it like to be taken back apart, or they
Or
super
they just
glued it,
fucking
and after
super
this
glued it.
and after this is just like dump it in the bay.
Yes.
Right? Eat this, fish. How optimistic. You think there are fish in the bay?
Gears of War pop.
Yeah, the Funko Pop thing is back again. Some people at this E3 party did not realize that was a real thing. They thought it was an ad for Funkos for a good bit, and they're like, what do you fucking mean it's a game?
Yeah, we got to see what it looked like. Is that actual
look,
gameplay?
This patch of concrete on my forearm is growing.
Oh no, now
Yeah,
Casey's
that is in the notes.
Casey's gonna have to go save you. But by the time he returns, the morality system may have turned him into a giant asshole who's gonna blow up the whole hospital.
What is going on?
Feels turning into concrete.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, now I get it.
Oh, god damn it.
So does anybody else think it's weird that like that Escape trailer was full of the goriest shit at this conference, and then they're like, here's our wacky Funko Pop game for children?
Yeah.
We didn't see Gears Tactics.
That doesn't exist anymore, Dan.
Okay.
Or it launched
I don't
already.
even
Who
know
knows?
what that is. I think I blocked it out as a coping
Yeah,
mechanism.
they revealed
Cool.
3 Gears games last year.
Yeah. But I'm fine with it not existing anymore. That's okay.
Right?
Whatever. The world lost nothing.
Then they announced the new DLC for State of Decay 2.
That's the
Who
harshest
cares?
thing you could say about a game being canceled. The world lost nothing.
It is a Microsoft shooter game turned into a strategy game. We have been down this road too many times.
You forgot that Halo Wars 2 came out.
Yeah.
So did everyone else.
Somebody on this podcast, I don't remember which disembodied internet voice said it, didn't even know this game was announced. They already had the Gears of War or Halo Wars 2 experience with just the announcement. So yeah.
It was like the most low-key announcement for the Tactics, because they did the Funko reveal that turns everyone to stone. And then they're like, oh, also we're playing Tactics over here. But Gears 5.
Yeah. It was a lot. A lot of like distracting you.
Yeah.
We've got so much Gears going on. You can't be upset at any one part of it because it's all over the place.
The laser pointer of E3 press conferences.
Yes.
Speaking of the laser pointer of E3 conferences, we got our look up, look down segment.
No, that's at the end.
Yeah, we can't. We all want to go there. We all just want to talk about Master Chief. But we can't yet.
You mean Master Chef?
Yes, Master Chef.
Mr.
Captain
Chef.
K.
What's next, Bob?
State of Decay 2 Heartland. DLC for a game that people care about, I guess.
My brother seemed to care.
Right?
I
think Field said
That's
he
another
cares.
game that I am incapable of perceiving.
True,
Oh,
it's
okay.
not in these notes.
Okay.
it-
Moving on.
I
well,
genuinely.
okay.
The main thing with it is it seemed to have 2 characters, and they seemed to really overdevelop a story for both of them. And they were like, hey, these 2 new characters we're adding, they have a lot of story here. Here's what's up. Okay, buy the DLC. It was just enough to be like, we're going to write a story. Meh.
Right.
I thought the whole point of State of Decay was emergent gameplay.
Right, that's
Yes.
why it kind of stood out to me that that's what the hook was this?
Yeah, it seems like a really weird direction to take the series. It's almost
Yeah.
like they have ideas and have to release a DLC pack.
I mean,
thing. But you know,
meh.
whatever. Maybe it'll work.
maybe someday there will be a thing with this game where it begins to exist in my reality. Because as it is right now, my brother insists it's real and he plays it and he enjoys it. But I look at the frame rate and I'm like, nah, it's fading. It's phasing in and out of reality. It can't
It's
make.
becoming
it
white
has to be
static.
real.
Yeah,
They
because
showed like 9 minutes of it in an E3 once, and that was a lot of time they wasted. It has to
and
be
yet
real.
not that many frames. They didn't waste a single one. They made them stretch as long as they could on screen.
At least
Look,
100.
human beings can't perceive the illusion of motion only happens at above 24 frames per second. It drops so low, I stopped seeing images on the screen. It was just black. It went
You're just like, why is my brother playing a piece of notebook book paper taped to that screen?
I'm like a fucking dog. I look at him playing something on a screen and I just see static. I'm like, oh. He's like, I'm playing a game, and I'm like, oh, poor Steve video games. Losing it in his prime age of, well, if I'm 16, that makes him 20. Prime age of 21. Okay, what's next?
And next, we got Phantasy Star Online 2.
I posted that picture.
How?
Right?
How?
So
This is
I'll
amazing.
post it again in the stream layout.
Yes, that's an important picture.
I went ahead and made a retweet earlier today of Sega saying, yeah, it's been delayed, but we're working on getting it to the West. This was a tweet from 2014.
2014. Oh my god.
They're like, we're bringing it over, and then they just stopped speaking about it. I ended up playing it a few years ago by just getting into the Japanese servers.
Right.
That's a really good game. Like, it's a lot of fun. It's an action RPG MMO. There's a insane amount of content.
Yeah, I'm sure at this
And
point it's been out for 10 years.
They showed you the intro of like 4 or 5 different expansions and just like sandwiched them together.
I mean, they were cool.
This is the last big
Very
never, ever, ever of gaming, I think.
Anytime anyone says, KZ, that's never going to come out, or that character can never make it into Smash, or this video game is never going to happen, I'm like, Phantasy Star Online 2 just got localized.
Thank you, Xbox and Phil Spencer.
It's also
It's
coming out on
coming-
PC.
Yeah, it's also on PC.
Well, yeah, because everything is.
Yeah.
We kind of brushed past it for The Outer Worlds, but I was like, boy, they just announced an L for Epic because they said this was going to be on Game Pass for PC.
That's a very good tweet you
Wait.
have there of PSO2 come to America. Eric turning into what looks to be a worm sludge with a wallet.
Eric has
That's his phone.
never.
The sound was something like this. He moaned at least this loud.
I was shocked.
He
that
was
this
shooked.
I think
Hey,
Eric.
Eric,
has talked about
how's
this
it
game
going?
Since we met him.
Yeah, no, Eric has not shut the fuck up about this game for 6 fucking years.
It's real good.
I want to try it. I'm excited to finally be able to play it. It looked cool.
Sonic Forces
Has some cool character customization stuff. You can equip multiple titties on you, so you can have like 8 titties.
Octotit.
Very important power ups.
Yep. Octo Tit Traveler.
God, that's awful, Casey.
What? That game just came out on PC with 4K support.
Yes.
There is one downside. North America only so far.
Yeah, they Sega Europe tweeted like eventually it's coming into Europe, but then deleted that tweet. So I guess
Oh
they
no!
didn't know yet.
They are also in the cursed zone. Then we moved on to the next game.
Octobap Traveler. Anyways.
Necromancy is hard, guys.
Yeah.
Smilegate's big game. Everybody knows who Smilegate is, right?
No, I don't
moving
even
on.
know what this
Crossfire
game is.
X is their game that everyone knows about. This game is amazing and
I watched
huge.
the trailer. I know less.
Apparently,
Having watched it.
I had
That
to-
trailer was just like spinning a camera around a tank in a gray dimension for 90 seconds.
apparently, according to someone else on Twitter,
Daniel Ahmad.
Daniel Mod,
Yeah.
this is basically Counter-Strike of Korea.
According to Daniel Ahmad, this is gonna be epic.
Yes.
I mean, Phil Spencer opened saying this is the game with 650 million players.
And then everyone watching went, What is
Who
this?
is this?
they're like,
It's- this is like a void. Like,
Right?
Is there a Bermuda Triangle where this existed?
We are making Crossfire get caught up in the jokes when we saw it.
See,
'Cause
that's
the
the
only
thing.
reference we had.
No.
Oh, yeah.
They
there's also
showed
the other
buildings
one.
going down, and I was like, "Oh, cool, Gundam Crossfire." And Xeon clutched his heart because he bought Crossfire
Is that why
at
he turned
the
to bone?
he bought
he went-
Crossfire, Gundam Crossfire at the PS3 launch for $60 fucking dollars. To this day, saying its name makes him have heart palpitations.
So
and he's-
that's why he's always so mad.
yes.
It hurt him half to bones when Dan said that.
If
Bones?
if this were a reenactment, a dramatization, it would cut to him holding the game copy in a retail store and smash cut to a black screen with a white fancy looking font that said "Birth of a Rant Sona." That's why he's such an angry person.
Problem with Mobile Suit Gundam Crossfire.
The problem
We're all crossing our arms.
I mean, his channel name is Hail Xeon.
His Rant Sona series is just called Colony Drop.
No, that's the name of his podcast.
Oh, man.
Those are pretty easy to edit.
As it turns out, if you don't edit, it's pretty easy.
All right, moving on to the next game we got here.
Okay, what's the next game?
This is the big one, I feel.
Okay.
Tales of Arise.
Looks sick.
Holy shit. They gave Tales of money.
Right? It looks like a current gen game.
And I told Bob the best part of Tales of series as of late is it joined us in this generation, so I don't have to spend the whole trailer going, why are you launching this on the PS3 in this day and age?
Is this the Vita version, maybe?
Yeah, we
The
actually
last-
we did have that issue one year. We were like, was this the Vita version? The fuck you mean this is PS4?
The last Tales of game to look like it pushed anything at all was Vesperia, which was 11 years ago.
Right? Also, Arise is a real word.
Yeah.
Been a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Arise is a word. I made the joke of Tales of Ares. Also, man, talking about mispronouncing words on purpose as a joke, my age-old joke about Handsome Joe not knowing
no.
the word Shenmue as we're sitting in a pawn shop. And he's like, wait, you guys like that game, right? And I'm like, what game? And he's just staring at a rack, and it's got enough games where I don't know which one he's talking about. And he's like, Shermanie? I'm like, what? And he goes, Shinobi? And I go, that is not what the fucking says, Joe. What does it say? And he goes, Shan Mori? And I'm like, are you even trying? That moment happened again today. It was 15 years in the future, and it happened again.
I was just sitting in shock, like, he knows this bit, right?
Yeah. I'm like, Joe, I've given you shit about this for 15 years. How have you not learned? Joe, please stop. Stop being. I thought he was kidding. I thought he was leading into it as a joke.
Well, he's forgetting how to pronounce Shenmue because the 4 games coming out on top of it this year are actively erasing it from history.
You know, that's actually why we were talking about it, because they announced another game coming out during that time. I think it was Bethesda did. No.
Yes.
Was it Bethesda? Because it's like, it's
Yeah,
Doom
it was
Eternal.
Doom was announced
It's
to
a
come
week-
out that time.
Yeah, it's just this week, not even like 2 weeks. It's just everything.
1 week.
Everything.
Yeah.
And right in the center, they're those Doom and the others are all on Tuesdays. But Shenmue is on the Friday in between them, so it's just getting obliterated from both.
Let me put it into
It's so-
perspective.
it's
I have
so rough.
November's thing up right now.
Mm-hmm.
November 8th, Death Stranding. November 15th, Pokemon Sword and Shield and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Mm-hmm.
Those
Then
same
the
day.
19th, Shenmue 3. Then the 22nd, Doom Eternal.
Yeah, it's insane. They waited so long to make Shenmue 3. You were saying originally it was supposed to be August,
Yeah, it
and
was
they
supposed to be
pushed it
August.
to this week in November.
It's like, yeah, nothing's gonna be in November, guys. It'll be fine. But yeah, Tales of Arise. Anybody else got stuff to say about it? I feel
I
like
think it looks great. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I had to explain to people here what happened to the Tales of producer who went off to fucking Square to make a game and how that got canceled in the last 6 months.
Yep. It's great to see that Unreal Engine 4 is the JRPG engine, because more really good-looking games just keep coming out for it.
I feel like that Japanese publishers just went, let's use this engine, and then they were like, oh, this has documentation, and we can make good-looking games in less than 18 years. I am interested in the combat system. I want to know how it plays. It looks like it might be real time.
Yeah.
I mean, almost definitely. Like, it looks like there won't even be cuts to battle sequences.
That game is jarring. Like, if they didn't put Bandai Namco, and also if this didn't leak, that would have been the most shocking reveal ever of, no, those games don't look like that.
Right?
They look like PS3 games, occasionally with particle effects in certain areas.
Yeah, it's amazing that these consoles are friendly enough, and these, like Unreal Engine 4 is good enough where you can turn out a game in a pretty decent amount of time, and Japan's back in. They're back in on game development, and they're sitting there and they're like, hey, we sold a few million. We've made money. And the American studios are like, what do you mean a fucking MMO games as a service open world fucking piece of shit only sold 4 million?
4 million isn't enough to even pay for the
EA
book.
is like standing over BioWare's corpse trying to shove loot boxes into it to bring it back to life. And like, what do you mean they made money selling 2 million copies? That's bullshit.
I guess we gotta move on. They announced, I think this is a new Borderlands like DLC for the older
for
Borderlands.
2. Yeah, it's for
bridging
Borderlands
2 and
2. It
3.
connects to 3.
They used Shloot in that trailer, and I want to kill myself.
Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah,
funny.
they got the genre wrong. It's Rudy Tooty, Loot, and Shooty.
That's the only thing that would have hurt me more.
But yeah, that's basically what they announced, and they noted like, hey, the Handsome Collection has number 2 in it.
And also a game you don't want. But you know,
It was funny. They couldn't even bring up the Handsome Collection without literally everyone in the room punching down on the pre-sequel. It was bad.
And it's on Xbox Game Pass now, so you can play it for $1.
It's also free on PS Plus right now.
Somebody was like, Xbox Game Pass, only $1. Someone in the room went, I have $1. I could buy that. I'm like, no, literally the premise of this is you cannot buy things. That is not what that $1 will do. You will just have a membership for a month, and you will own nothing by the end of it.
It is like a Netflix that lets you download.
Yes.
They unveiled the ultimate version of that as well, and like the PC rollout.
Why did my headphones die? You're stepping on the cable. That's why.
I'm just Godzillaing you. Casey started talking about fucking Borderlands, and Bob went deaf. I don't know.
Oh no!
There it is.
Yeah, I was like,
okay.
I was mentioning the Game Pass like PC rollout and the ultimate thing they're doing. And
yeah, did you
the
write
Ultimate
down
Game Pass, which scares me. Why would anybody ever buy that?
People will buy it because people are
insane
sick.
people that like use multiple machines.
Isn't it like all the same games?
Yeah, but it's like, oh, I use Xbox, but then I want to do the stuff on the PC because they
I
include both of those.
guess.
Didn't they announce it as the same price as just regular? And the ultimate version really just having regular or having the Game Pass and having
Ultimate's
gold.
15. Yeah, I think it's just a big pack in.
they're trying to get that $15 a month? And honestly, I think they're doing more to earn it than fucking Stadia with its $10 a month.
Yeah, that's fair.
Correct.
But it's okay. Yeah, speaking about how Captain Card brings up in the chat, remember how Claptrap's VA was fucking abused by Gearbox? Claptrap said one thing in that trailer.
Yep.
They absolutely would have had him say more if they didn't have to recast Claptrap. I like how
This will be the only good Borderlands game because Claptrap doesn't talk because they don't have a voice actor.
Oh no, he's going to talk a shitload in the game. They're just not going to use him in marketing because it bugs people that he sounds different. I mean,
game you have to deal with it.
already in the game, it's like the opening of 2, where it's just like, Claptrap's going to talk incessantly as he runs you through this area you're not familiar with, and you get used to the controls.
That gun has legs.
That
Then
gun
he tells
did
you
have
that he's
legs.
dancing and flosses.
He will.
Yep.
He will floss.
Dental.
Okay.
All right, moving on.
Yep.
Elden Ring.
I know a lot about Elden Ring after watching that trailer.
No, you don't. Nope.
Okay, well I read it. I read the interview that he did afterwards, so I know what the game is.
Okay, there we go. I didn't do that.
Is it just Dark Souls but Norse?
They didn't say Norse. I don't think. He says like George R. R. Martin's assisting, making this cool world. It is a more RPG based and more RPG and option based compared to Dark Souls, but it is going to be like a Dark Souls thing. But the major change is it's more open. Like he was saying open world, but he also said, I know everyone has their own definition of open world, and I don't know if I'm misspeaking about it, but the zones are much, much bigger in this, and that's something that's really going to be a factor to the game. This was in Miyazaki's interview on the game. Also character creation, so all that stuff.
I hope it has dialogue options and NPCs.
Matista has super chatted $4.99 to say the bouncer 2 tomorrow. Believe.
Less than 24 hours until I die.
I just keep thinking that Aqua Teen episode where it just has the monster that says you
I'm gonna eat
tomorrow.
your soul.
and then
They
you leave.
will show the Quiet Man tomorrow, so correct in a way.
Shut the fuck up. You stop comparing it to that.
It's gonna be a wild day too, but that'll be later.
Let me explain this, okay? I'm going to fucking explain this because some people need to fucking hear this in order to piece it together. Comparing the bouncer to the Quiet Man is like comparing Resident Evil 2 to D, the game for PS1
Don't talk about
that
D.
is all CG cutscenes in first person, you walking around, and then your dad eats you. Spoilers.
So
Don't you ever fucking compare the bouncer in Resident Evil 2 in any way ever again.
That's how fucking huge the drop is to the Quiet Man. That thing is fucking unreal levels of bad.
Engine 4. So Dan,
So Bob.
we have a note here
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
specifically. It says
Mhm.
Dan being catered to directly.
Yeah, with them talking about all the stuff in the new Xbox.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
supposed to talk about the Xbox stuff?
I mean,
There was a
cloud before that.
continuity. They had continuity for that trailer for the Project Scarlet that made me upset.
Yeah.
Where they revealed at the end of the Scorpio thing, they had the dude go, "It's a monster," and then at the end of this one, he's like, "Scarlet eats monsters for breakfast."
Fuck off.
They straight up did that. And then when he said eats monster for breakfast, I tweeted, "Oh man, Scarlet is just Gigaboo. It's just Dan eating all these monsters for breakfast."
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's Bob's.
Bob loves him some monster.
You just saw him holding it. Yeah, okay, let's talk about Scarlet. Scarlet has an SSD. I apparently misheard that the dude's slurring his speech slightly at that part. He's not saying with the SSD and solid state drive working together. He is saying with the SoC and the solid state drive working together. And I'm like, dude, acronyms are cool, but it's not impressive when you say with the processor working with it. Like, comparing the bouncer to Knack works better. Here's the difference. You will fall asleep before you beat the game Knack. The bouncer, you won't fall asleep because you just spent $50 on a 2-hour game.
You'll cry.
Scarlet, they didn't really have anything to announce other than they also have an SSD. That's it.
It said it was like 4 times as powerful as the Xbox One X.
No.
No.
God, they would never say that.
They said something.
They said the
alluded to
CPU.
it.
The CPU is 4 times as powerful as the one in the Xbox One X. Which, no shit. That thing's a potato.
Yeah.
The CPUs in the last gen consoles are terrible. Horrible. So it being 4 times as strong, it's like, good. Thank God. We need that.
Yeah, but they also said 120 frames per second and variable frame rate.
Well, see, here's the funniest shit about that. I'll get to that in a second, but there's a much more relevant metrics-based comparison. They said the performance of the console, and this is during a part where they're hyping up the SSD, is 40 times that of the Xbox One X. Now, this is weird because they were talking about how the SSD is some next generation stuff and they invented it. Anyway, won't be the only time a fucking conference today talks about how they invented something. So, it's PCI Express 4.0. It's a solid state drive. It should be way more than 40 times as fast as the Xbox One's hard drive. I don't understand how
overestimate it.
I don't understand how that works out, because it should be around 70, 80. Because the fucking internal drive in the Xbox One is potato. That's why everyone gets an external drive with that thing. Right. It helps immensely. But no, for some reason, it's that. What was the thing Phil said that I needed to clarify? Phil said something.
Variable frame rate and 120 frames
They're like,
per second.
You need to understand the performance of this machine. It's going to open stuff up insanely. It supports 120 frames per second. It does 4K. It does variable refresh rate.
Does
and
8K.
I'm like, all of this is on the Xbox One X.
But it doesn't actually use it. This time we'll use it. We swear.
I mean, they could use it. In theory, someone could make a 120 hertz game on the Xbox One X. But why would you? But hey, yeah, I mean, the cool thing about these TVs now, like the higher end ones, they support 120 frames, on 1080p at least. And that's pretty cool because I like to think next gen, maybe, just maybe, we can get fighting games that run at 120. And those things could feel fucking good.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
That would be really fucking dope. In fact, at that point, if you had a LG 4K OLED from 2019 or later, your input lag would actually be better than it was on CRTs back in the day.
Well,
which is, I heard the ghost of OLEDs past. But yeah, no, I think it's really neat, and I hope they're
frame insertion.
I don't have that feature, and you do, and you don't know how to turn it on, and I haven't informed you how to do it.
I want to. No, sometimes the screen's black.
There's many black frames, usually all at once.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't understand. Like, I hope with the Xbox 2, which fuck if they don't call it that, I'm just gonna be mad.
Right. No, it's Scarlet. They need to confuse people.
The Xbox One was only called the One because they wanted it to be the one device in your living room.
You want to play the One?
Yeah, I get it. But
no, you want to play the One X?
I hope it opens up the door for fighting games and other games that would really benefit from it, supporting 120 frames per second. But we'll just have to see.
Like Flight Simulator.
But the only thing that was actually a hard detail they confirmed here, other than people assuming it would, support an SSD, that it would run on an SSD. Two things they said aside from that.
Uh-huh.
Two things that would actually be novel if you didn't just assume that at the beginning of all this. One, they can use the SSD as virtual RAM space, which is an interesting statement, and Windows does allow neat things around that. And I do wonder if that's going to make a difference, or if it's even fucking relevant, or this is
just something they're saying.
This is just their way. Well, I mean, virtual RAM space, very clear idea. That is an actual thing.
Yeah.
Windows has been doing it forever, where it's like, this dude has 8 megs of RAM. Just fucking write it to the disk. Fuck him. If his computer stops doing shit so we can write it to the disk, good. It's his fault for being cheap. So it could be a thing, or it could just them being like, the solid state drive is so fast, it's like RAM. It could be either one of these. Two, they confirmed GDDR6 RAM, which is like, I guess, I assume if Microsoft's doing it, then they're both doing it. Honestly. So that's really it. It's not exciting.
Yeah.
Other than
this is a
them
lot
saying
like that Project Scorpio reveal.
them saying shit that confused Bob into them saying the console's 4 times as powerful as the Xbox One X, and I'm like, no, it isn't unless it's $800. Which, you know, raw. But yeah,
No,
that's
there's going to be a $600 loss on each one.
before this conference started. I had the gamer premonition yesterday. I'm like, or 2 days ago, I was like, Bob, Microsoft is going to launch this year, and they're going to lose $600 on each box just to do it.
But they will win.
They will fucking win this war. They bought 17 studios and lost $600 per box, and as it turns out, they went out of business.
Whoa, what a mystery. What a
Wow,
mystery.
they raced them right into the fucking grave. Good job, guys.
Look, they just saw all the worst studios in the industry and were like, we need to end this.
We
need to end this. Was us.
We're taking you with us and you with us.
Phil has lost his
Steam, make a
mind.
launch title, please.
It was a fucking Olympic dive into a coffin. They did the whole... Anyway, hey, Bob.
Hey,
What's
the
next?
final thing.
Which, God, it sucked to talk about the rest of this and not get to talk about this.
Halo Infinite.
Halo Infinite's trailer stars a sad dad. They had to write into the Halo universe because it doesn't make sense to make Master Chief a sad dad. He finds Master Chief floating in space, which makes no sense with the ending of 5, but we're now doing this. And most of the trailer doesn't even have Master Chief in it. We finally get to Master Chief, and he goes, Master Chief, thank God you're alive. We can now win the fight. Just look up. Now look down. Now look up.
Now look up again.
Now look
down again.
down. Look
Now
up.
now look up again.
Okay, look up again. Are you sure you want this inverted?
No, from Halo 2 on, they just do it automatically from how you do it.
Oh, I know. I know.
that-
It's just insane to be like, it's 8 minutes and then still they just ask.
Everything feel right, Chief?
Everything feel right, Chief? I can't fucking stand this trailer. Let me explain. They announced that the Xbox 2 is going to launch with Halo Infinite.
Right, that should be just a win. Be really cool.
Should be a
that's
fucking
what
great
we all
win.
kind of thought we would do. They would do.
We had the implications of what gameplay might be from the trailer last year. The trailer last year looked incredible. Like the Digital Foundry video on this where they're gushing, right? And they're like, this is clearly a next-gen game, and here's why. This trailer does not look good. It looks all right, but I sat there most of the time, and I'm like, I think God of War for PS4 looks better than this in every conceivable way. How is this their next box? Like,
Right, this is their next gen game, and it's looking like that. The main dude they made
And
the
it's-
character.
there's no sense of
for a while. It's just awful looking.
there's no sense of scale. Like, it's a confined space. It's just a spaceship. As
Right.
sad dad listens to a hologram of his dead wife and swears he isn't Tony Stark. And
God,
finds
this is too much like the trailers for
and he,
Endgame. What
and,
they
and-
doing?
and he finds Master Chief, and then he pulls Master Chief in and empowers him up, and then basically the trailer ends there. The most ambitious shot in it is a really large hologram of a Halo as it reconstitutes itself. Like he's doing he's being Batman. He's being Kevin Conroy. He's like, play it back. He's using his Master Chief vision to see how the Halo broke apart.
Right.
It also had crazy aliasing, which makes no sense when it was a 1080p feed.
I think Roxy brings up a very important point.
Yes.
The hologram's wife is horrifying.
I mean,
She is the terror.
She is. And I made the joke of, man, looking at his hologram video of his wife, that's really sad. Do you think Master Chief will report some minorities in this game? And then somebody was like, and I go, like, Minority Report? I assume that's what that movie's about. And they're like, God damn it! So this sucked. KZ, what did you think?
I think, as someone who has played almost none of Halo,
I played half of 1.
What mutoids are we running this channel with?
No, wait. I forgot. I played 3. I played half of 1 and I played 3.
Okay.
so someone who has not participated much in the fight,
You need to finish it.
Don't worry,
Casey.
it got finished years ago.
That trailer looked cool, and it made me interested in checking out the game. In interviews that have come out,
What looked
they
cool
say
in
that
there?
Halo Infinite is a spiritual reboot.
Yes.
Set 3 years after 5, where they say they will continue those threads, but this is more about, getting a new audience in there.
See, you're reading it different from me, KZ, because I read that as get ready to never see any fucking thing from 4 or 5 ever again.
Well, you see, what I'm doing is I'm reading what they said instead of activating the Psycho engine.
Look, the
of
Psycho engine
creating
is
your
important.
narrative.
How else are you gonna pilot Psycho Gundam, KZ?
Well, real quick. Instead of letting KZ get away with what he normally does, we have to ask him, KZ, what specifically about that trailer got you excited to play the motherfucking game?
All right, so so Master Chief appears, and they plug him in, they charge him up, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm gonna be honest, just the trailer looked cool, and then the music was interesting. That's about it.
The trailer was about some random
I watched
dude.
the trailer, and it's a well-cut trailer that will get me interested in it. As someone who doesn't give a shit about Halo,
Most of the trailer was one cut.
yeah, it was a really good cut, as you can see. This is all you're getting at 1 a.m., Dan. I'm gonna be honest. I'm fucking done. We still have another press conference to go, and I almost threw up 3 minutes ago.
So I also thought this trailer looked cool. It's the only time I've ever thought Master Chief looked cool.
That's
It was a cool
insane.
design.
Okay,
Big,
which
tall and cool looking.
heaven or hell,
He
Dan?
did
Who do
literally
you
nothing
want?
in this trailer. He did absolutely zero. Nothing happened
Yeah,
in
but he
this
looked
trailer.
cool.
He
His
looked.
design was cool. He was
Hey,
big and
Bob,
strong
you
looking.
gotta admit, that this game's gotta be good, because I thought it was a good trailer because it ended using the Halo music I recognized, so that's why I thought it was good.
Master Chief is now 9 feet tall.
He's always been that tall.
Yeah, but
Okay,
it didn't
this
have good
This bit
scale.
in which I attempt to kill Dan is working. Do you want to play Halo?
I'm also happy that it really looks like they're just going to be like, that evil Cortana shit from 5, all that's gone. That isn't happening. Fuck that.
No, they had a ton of things in the trailer that imply they're definitely still caught up on that because it's freaking. He's constantly looking at the chip that would hold her, and sad that she's not there.
I think she's going to be gone, but I don't think she's going to.
No, she's gonna be the main villain. That's what this is gonna be.
Well, Phil's a big fan of Halo, so he would know what they're gonna be doing here.
I have friends who immediately gushed at me. No, they're getting rid of 5. That's like 3 people DM'd me that as soon as that trailer.
Your friends are stooges.
Yeah, if they believe that, then I don't know.
So I
Also, the guy who wrote the good ones came back to Microsoft and hasn't worked on anything since fucking Recore. So he must be doing.
That'd be nice to
so
think.
should I play Halo games? Is that what I'm learning from?
You should play 1,
Yes,
2, 3.
they're only
that's it.
$10 a piece once they come.
Oh, I own all of them. I got them in like a bundle with this Xbox. I just haven't used them.
This trailer looked awful. It didn't want to show me gameplay. It didn't want to give me a good idea what the plot was outside of this sad dad they've written into the fucking story and the most cynical move they could have done with
It was a
fucking
neat
Halo.
tone setter.
It was awful. Okay, maybe there's fucking something we need to explain. The first trilogy ended, they left Master Chief in space frozen so that way someone could find him immediately. This one just picks up like that,
Oh,
but it doesn't connect to the end of 5 at all.
as someone who knows nothing about Halo, I'm like, they picked up Master Chief. Ah, shit, something happened to him. What happened to him? Oh,
Imagine this was the most cynical fucking trailer you could cut of a Halo concept for a game, and that's what it is. Like,
you
they
know,
literally...
maybe if I played these, I'd be able to get properly mad.
What do we put on our Halo trailer, Bob? What do we put in it?
Let's not put any shooting. I don't want to shoot a single thing.
No.
I don't want to even imply things will be shot. I don't
He
want to
looked
see an
up
open
and
area
down.
to drive around. I definitely don't want to see a big area.
Bob,
to drive.
how do we modernize the narrative of Halo? We already did Alzheimer's. What should we do this time?
God, it was all.
For those who don't know, Halo 4 happened, and the whole Cortana going rampant thing happened because the creative director, or narrative, I think he was the creative director, his mother was suffering from Alzheimer's, and he had to deal with her mental illness. And so he thought, why not make Cortana also have that problem?
And write in it.
And then he went to a fucking GDC panel and admitted to such, but was very proud of it. That game's plot is fucking horribly told. And
Master
5 is
Chief says they're gonna
5
fight
is
instead of
even
run,
worse.
and that was Raw.
Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. He's gonna get Cortana back. She's not gonna be evil. He's gonna get her back, but she's gonna be damaged, and now she'll be a little girl AI.
This isn't made by the Japanese
You're
field.
gonna want to run away from this part of the podcast.
That trailer sucked. That game didn't look like visually look good, and everything they've added to the Halo universe in that trailer was not great.
That last trailer they did last year was good. I enjoyed that one.
I mean, that one actually had a sense of like, this is what Halo is. Halo is big scale. Halo is all this stuff.
Yeah, that one had hope.
That one had a feeling of like, nice, we're doing it again. We're doing it.
You optimistic about Halo Infinite now?
It was
no.
last year.
I was last year as well. I was like, finally, we can fucking be done with this Halo 5
It's
stuff.
okay. It's got one more E3 to try and get you back. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
So
Yeah,
let's cover the track record.
Yeah.
Okay. Halo 4 invents a DBZ villain in a book. Doesn't have the fucking doesn't introduce him in the game well at all. And then they act confused when no one understands that. Also, the game is about Cortana going rampant and having a mental illness and Master Chief being sad the whole time. Garbage.
Yeah.
Halo 5 is promoted with the most dope-ass anime shit ever of Master Chief wandering the desert with a shawl on and a fucking machine metal sphere lifting up from the desert, and it being the reveal it's Master Chief, and it's like, this is Halo 5. And it's like, shit, that's really cool. Not in the game. None of that.
And then it was advertised as a crazy Master Chief's gone rogue.
He's
And
gone rogue. You're
you-
going to have to hunt him down, soldier. And then it's just like, Master Chief just misses Cortana. He's sad.
There's not really much of a rivalry here. Oh, well.
In fact, Handsome Joe was mostly still just pissed about that.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing somebody told me, because I don't fucking pay enough attention to Halo to know, that they moved Master Chief's design more back towards the one from 3.
Yeah, a little bit. All right. Not looking great. Hey, Bob.
Hey,
Is that it?
that's it.
That's it?
They ended on the biggest fizzle they could. It was most of their big games being like, oh, but we want to take our plot very seriously. We're grown up over here at Xbox.
Well, see, here's the thing. They had the reverse problem where Halo didn't want to show gameplay
Yeah.
at all because, oh boy, that game's not done. Mark my fucking words. Gears wanted to show nothing but gameplay that wasn't even in the fucking story.
We didn't even see gameplay of that mode. We just saw a CG trailer for it.
Oh, I saw gameplay on a tiny monitor in
Right?
the background next to some wrestler I didn't recognize because he's a
Yeah,
wrestler.
the wrestlers were trapped in gamer hell playing this game that probably isn't done.
They're like flexing while crying. They're like, please help us.
Okay. Now, Dan,
Mm-hmm.
time to score the Microsoft conference.
Oh, God, we do have to score it, don't we?
Yep. We have 2 scores. One for the games, one for the overall presentation.
And these are letter scores because we can never have the same scoring method across anything we do.
Is it A to E?
No, it's A to F.
It's you're in school. A, B, C, D, F.
But E3. We should have to rate it out of 3 E's.
You know what?
All right.
We'll do S to E like it's Sonic.
No. So
No,
A
but
to
then I can't give anything an F.
Yeah, A to F. We're doing
right.
A to F.
All right.
Feels like I don't get to be negative enough. We need to have F.
Okay,
Casey,
Phil.
you don't get to bitch about me doing that considering Dan's rant.
Yeah, I can.
Hey,
I
hey
can just
Phil.
say both.
Phil, go ahead and lead us off on ranking these.
Okay, and for the games, I'm gonna give it a B-. It showed some stuff. It showed some stuff I don't care about. As a presentation, I'm going to give it a C, because there are definitely parts where I wanted to die, like the Funko Pop trailer or the entire Gears segment.
Yeah. Okay, Bob, do you want to go next?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm just gonna give it a B on both fronts because there's some really good games in there. Like I really want to play Tales.
Yeah.
I want to play that DBZ game.
Yeah.
And yeah, then the presentation was fine. It was like a non-offensive.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll give it a B. It didn't hit any like really high highs. You know what? We're not going
It
to
had
ask.
Keanu Reeves.
You're right. It had Keanu Reeves, which was great. Maybe it's more of a. Yeah, I'll leave it a B.
Okay, so I may be the harshest critic here. The presentation is a B minus. While it wasn't the nightmare realm that we get out of a lot of E3 conferences, Bethesda's later.
Right.
It had some high highs, and then it had some relatively middling lows, where just there are moments where it's like even the Scarlet thing. Like everyone here thinks that was for me. I was bored shitless. It was a non-announcement. As I said, there are only 2 details that we could elicit from that we couldn't just assume ahead of time. One of them may just be them phrasing something stupidly because they feel like being jackasses. So really the only feature they announced was GDDR6. And I was like, oh, I thought you were going to hemorrhage money on this console to make it
It does have SSD, so it's not so we don't look like clowns.
I mean, thank God.
Right.
Because, like, as a consumer, I don't want the next generation consoles, one of them to have a hard drive, and then everyone's like, oh, we can't design games around SSDs, otherwise it won't run right on the Xbox. That would have been a nightmare. So thank you for not fucking up the industry, Microsoft. Anyway, B minus on presentation because Keanu Reeves was fucking hype. The Lego car was fucking incredible with the reveal with it and it being like everything is awesome, cutting back to that. Right? There are a few good moments like that. For games, I'm going to be pretty harsh. I'm going to give it a C minus. You know? There were some games I want to play, but they are not heavy hitters in my opinion. I don't want to play Halo Infinite based on what they showed. I don't want to play Gears 5's many, many modes. It did nothing to really compel me to go out and get that game. That escape mode sounds fine, but it doesn't sound like something I'm crazy hyped to do. Some of the smaller indie stuff look neat, like Asshole Deer Simulator really actually is one of the highlights. Visually interesting, and I love the soundtrack. As I said, as far as art games go, probably the highest tier of art game that was shown. Most interested in
I feel like I need to drop mine to a C for games.
As
for
Bob,
the games
as
part.
Dan goes over the games that were there, Bob's like, wait a second.
Then I'm looking at some of the games that are there. I'm like, do you take it down like overall, like the Ninja Theory game? Like just that being there takes down everything.
Ninja Theory game, Bleeding Edge, in the dead center for me. It's not raising the score or lowering it. It earns the C minus.
And then Halo looking bad makes it.
Halo looking bad. Gears
really
not doing enough to hype me for it. The Dragon Ball Z Kakarot thing, or Kakarot, it didn't really do.
It's K Car.
K Carman.
Yes.
They lowered Goku onto the stage.
Yes. Put him into the ground.
Captain Karn, you say that, but the CD Projekt Red has a marketing deal with Microsoft. The funding comes from them. They can take credit. I don't think so. I beyond presentation, C minus on games, because it's not a nightmare. It's not an EA conference, but woof. I feel like the great games weren't great enough, and some of the smaller games were interesting, but we didn't really spend enough time with them.
Right, like if we saw like a full blow up for Tales of Arise, that'd be different.
Then I would be like, hell yeah. Let's do it.
If we had seen the FromSoft game at all.
Yeah. If we saw any gameplay, like I want to know what their open world is.
Right. Yeah.
You have no idea.
And I mean, I'm excited for that game. I was excited back in January when I made that dumb image I pulled up earlier of Project Z looks fine, changing my mind, that thing. Yeah, it looks good. But yeah, the way the games were shown off didn't really do enough to hype me for the games a lot of the time.
There's no big extended gameplay section of anything.
From anything first party.
I don't know if there was anything.
Bleeding Edge didn't have gameplay.
Yeah.
Gears 5 didn't have gameplay during the E3
It was on their
conference.
Mixer, I guess.
And Halo didn't have gameplay. It was probably an in-game cutscene. I'm not saying it was fake, but I am saying it wasn't
The only
gameplay.
thing that comes to mind is Ori.
Yeah, and even that was just like a sizzle reel of gameplay.
Yeah, I kind of walked away during Ori because I've seen it enough times where I know what it is.
Yeah, I just
it
don't
was an
care 'cause
Ori
I played
trailer.
Ori 1. Sneak it in there.
KZ, what do you give it?
All right, for games, after like percolating on it, I'm gonna give that a C plus because there's at least more than 5 games I'm interested in, but there are a lot of games I just have no intent on actually paying any attention to. But
Like
some
Halo.
stuff they did show I was interested in, like Tales of Arise looks great. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Cyberpunk, the Star Wars game's still looking pretty optimistic on that. But the presentation, I was gonna give it like a C minus or something, but Keanu Reeves and that Lego car carry that.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of gaps there where they just show a stretch of 5 or 6 games I don't give a shit about, and anytime they have to show whatever that game is, State of Decay, whatever it is, I'm just like, no, God, no. But B minus because that Keanu moment is very good.
That Keanu moment is the thing E3 hopes and dreams are made of, where it's just like, and then Keanu Reeves is going to be in the game. And like normally
then he's
that's
on stage.
And then it's like normally saying something like that's a fucking joke. It's a gag, it's a bit, it's outlandish. That happened. It was real.
And him interacting with the audience is mainly what brings the like the presentation up. It was just fun.
John Juando says, but what about Microsoft Flight Sim Skyforza? It looked pretty. I wish I was into those.
That's what made sure it's a C plus instead of a C.
Yeah, with the power of Azure AI.
Whatever that is, yes. This AI is blue.
Evidently.
Yes.
I haven't seen pictures yet. Can't confirm. Okay. So, we're done with that conference.
We got Bethesda's conference.
We're going to move on to Bethesda, but do you guys want to take a really short break real quick?
Yeah, I can take 5 minutes.
Okay, we're gonna take a little bit of a break. Just stick around.
We gotta go. Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Such a viewer sent in a different version of that image.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can go find it. You can do it again.
Hi,
Hey,
how's it going?
Don't call it a comeback.
don't call it a comeback.
No one called it anything.
Well, we're back.
Howdy.
A dinosaur story.
Feel no.
No, it's true. Cause what happens is Phil buys his hitbox and tries to be a cool streamer guy with his hitbox, and eventually we all stop playing fighting games with him, and he's like, please don't leave me alone. Sometimes the hitbox, it scares me. And then it swoops down and eats him, and all that's left to feel is his screw eye.
He's feeling that he has a screw eye. Okay.
Badass.
and his big ass shades.
Big ass.
Big ass.
Chewy.
Hey guys, we're Bark now. Welcome, Bark. Hey, Bob.
Hey, what's up?
I've probably said that 37 times over the last 2.5 hours. This one conference was the length of a normal Big Think dimension.
Do we have to talk about the pod lords now? Do we have the list? Did I try to said that earlier? It's a bad time. I'm sorry.
Dan's like, I'm not getting out of this chair.
Let's just talk about Bethesda's then. I don't.
I'm gonna do the pod lords from memory. Is everyone ready?
Okay.
Cheerleader, so and so. What's her face? The ugly one. Hey, Bob. Start us on the next conference
Yes.
while I go look up a list of the fucking pod.
The next conference is Bethesda.
Thank you
boy.
to the fucking pod lords.
Yes. It opens with Todd Howard coming on stage and making a joke about how bad Fallout 76 is.
Mark off
He
your
did his
bingo card.
face smile, and his fucking Irish curse washed over the world, and now nobody can criticize Fallout 76.
Hi, Xeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were saying, some stuff's been a little wacky, but you guys have stuck with it.
Oh, yeah. Just thanks to you guys so much. Yeah. It's all fine now. We swear.
Yep.
And we
Elder
all
Scrolls
turned
Blades,
to dust. Yeah, Elder Scrolls Blades, what they moved on to. It's releasing tonight, I guess. It has a Switch port.
Switchblades.
Yeah, Switchblades. They made the joke, not us. Coming out in fall. It's free to
Yeah.
play still.
It's like cross progress, so you can start on the mobile game and then you can transfer your save to the Switch when that comes out.
Very exciting, very raw.
The
It's
pod lords
free.
for
It's
this
totally-
episode of the Big Think Dimension are Danny Richardson,
Woo woo.
Not Gag, Elaine Broyles, Bam Madrigal, Vox, Crimson, Corey Brown, and Dake Mormons. Bam, 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 bam. Thank you, pod lords.
Thanks, Pod
Thank
Lords.
you, pod lords. You're the sheriffs in town. Oh wait, Ubisoft is tomorrow.
You're the big ass.
We need to apologize for you, I think. I think that was the theme of this press conference.
You're our audience that screams woo anytime we make a general statement.
Oh no!
You're our
that's
drunk
cool.
audience we fed beers to in the pre-conference waiting rooms, which explains why you're so unruly.
I mean, a lot of that front row was Bethesda employees, I believe. So, yeah.
Yeah, but a journalist was like the waiting room for employees, and journalist was full of beers.
Oh my God, yeah, that would do it. That would definitely make this happen. I'm still, I guess I want to play Elder Scrolls Blades. I'm interested in trying it a little bit, but I don't think
I've
I'll
had
ever
people
fit on my
tell me
phone.
it's just like the scummiest level of freemium.
Of course it is. Then we moved on to the Fall 76 announcements.
They're bringing human NPCs. It's
Whoa.
totally part of an ongoing story and not them scrambling not to turn to dust. Oh, my arm's falling off because I'm decaying talking about it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm sure that they have. I like that they said a story campaign. It was like, it's probably just one set of missions, isn't it, guys? This is gonna last like I don't know, 5 hours at most. Your choices have consequences. They're NPCs. Free trial this week before this content gets added. Which seems insane. It's like that game is still a mess. Also, the thing I predicted right before it happened when they said they had a new mode.
Say goodbye, Xeon. Goodbye, Xeon.
Hello. I'm Xeon. Oh, howdy.
They're adding Battle Royale. 52-player Battle Royale to Fallout.
They couldn't even get it to 76.
No.
As that mode was being shown, like my chat was going, this is going to be a Battle Royale. I'm like, no fucking way this engine could handle Battle Royale. And then it began showing that it was that, and I'm like, this is insane. I can't wait to see it break.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be a mess. This is desperate and sad and bad, and they had people screaming about how amazing it sounded in this audience.
Yeah, they had drunk employees.
Yeah, see, they didn't have a shoutcaster. They just had a really drunk audience.
Yes,
of employees.
They had loud assholes instead.
But then, does anybody else have anything else to say about Fallout 76?
No.
The entire thing was fucking tone deaf, and I cannot describe how upsetting it was that anyone in that crowd would do anything other than boo.
Right.
I was at my lowest point just immediately going, oh, God.
Those employees should be shamed.
Where is it?
Those employees should be ashamed of the fact they were cheering to drown out the boos, because there were boos.
Oh. Yeah,
It's infuriating.
And I didn't put when they did these on the notes, but they had these atrocious human interest segments.
Yes,
Yeah.
Aggro was really not pleased about that.
Quote, fans who were paid actors, absolutely.
But they
Talk
were in
about how
cosplay.
Bethesda games have, in fact, affected them. And I didn't think they were paid until some of them spoke the most scripted shit I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah, they wrote that segment out like at least 3 times, maybe 4.
It was 3 times.
Okay.
They're like, throughout the show, we'll show you how we've connected with our fans.
Insult you.
I am genuinely upset. Those human interest things were exploitative of human emotion.
Yeah.
They had people literally crying in some of those. Like they had tears.
Yeah, no. It was messed up, and it's really sad that they're dipping this far into please pity us.
And yet they're throwing this shit into the most cynical room in the world, and as they're like, Bethesda's games taught me how to connect with other people. One person in the room's like, their giant, massive single-player games taught you that?
Right?
Because
I learned how to talk to my father from that T-posing NPC that keeps spinning.
Dad, we need to talk. It was bad.
You couldn't actually spin, so you just dabbed.
Kind of. It was like history's most borderline dab. Like
partial mime show.
If you got a
partial
front
dab.
view of me, it looked kind of like this. It's more like a man who walked into traffic tried to stop
Slow
car
down.
from hitting him.
Right.
No.
But then we moved on to like one of my favorite things of the night. Honestly, probably my favorite thing. Tango Gameworks comes out first with Shibuya Mikami comes on stage.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I got a new director to show to you with a new game. And then I don't remember her name. I didn't write it down. Did anyone write down her name?
I can pull it up because
I can pull it up. I've got a folder.
She took over the hearts and minds of many a viewer.
Yes.
Here it is.
Ikumi Nakamura.
No, wait. Wrong folder.
Yes.
Can I get that one more time?
Ikumi Nakamura.
Comes out, shows off her game, Ghostwire Tokyo.
It has the rawest tagline I've ever heard.
What's that?
Don't
trailer
fear
had
the
some-
unknown. Attack it.
She says it'll
that
be
trailer
spooky.
was expertly cut. There were some really, really good like transitions and shots in that.
With the tagline, the room did it like one of those roller coaster things where you think it's a disappointing moment and then you realize, oh shit, because it was like, don't fear the unknown, and people in the room were like, I thought he was gonna say Reaper. I'm disappointed. Attack it. Oh shit, that's raw.
But yeah, Tango
It
is
showed
like
noodles.
one of the 2 studios that are really good at Bethesda. So yeah, this is exciting. I'm glad that they're not doing another Evil Within.
Yeah.
Like
Evil Within 2 is good.
I keep hearing that, and 2 felt good, fine from what I played, but oh man, it's still connected to Evil Within 1.
Also, the director, Ikumi Nakamura, she did art on Bayonetta and Okami and was the monster designer for the Evil Within 1.
Cool.
Yeah, so she's been at the company for a while.
What was it during the trailer showing all these people disappearing in Japan? The shit that came out of our mouths, and I was like, see, it's a side story to Left Behind. It's no Asians left behind. And then Aggro followed up, all Asians go to heaven. I was like, Jesus Christ. That trailer was really good.
Yeah, it looks like you're going to be using a bow and arrow in modern day Japan, fighting demons.
That was the highlight. It covered Ronin from Marvel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we stop talking about the Bethesda conference before it gets worse again?
Okay,
No,
sorry.
It was great. The presenter was, was fun,
Charming.
genuine.
Couldn't
had
speak
some
English
soul
well
to
at
it.
all.
She was
made it
energetic in the
better.
way that someone who screams Niku Niku Ni is,
Yes.
and it was amazing
She
watching
did poses.
Yeah, there were really good poses, like one of these with their legs going up.
Right? It's like, what are you
Yeah.
doing?
It's like, this is great. I feel like
Unfortunately, from this point on, it's an unspeakable death drop.
I know. If I had a choice, I would literally not talk about the rest of this, except for maybe
That's
Doom.
hell you're walking into.
Yes. Ooh.
So there was the 15-minute long, it felt 15-minute long trailer for the Elder Scrolls Online.
Expansion that's already out.
What makes this especially worse is they opened it with a CG trailer, right? But it's
Yes.
following up the last one that had like interesting to look at, and this was a generic fight scene in which a furry cat man fights a dragon.
No. Okay. Everyone else had a really lame engagement with this, so we're going to go over my arc. Reveal. It's a furry. It's a cat person. And I'm like, I never needed to see this shit in this fidelity ever.
It was
Ever in
weird.
my life. I was
It
just
was
like,
very strange.
I was just like, I don't need this. This isn't something I asked for. But then the cat person started kung fuing the fucking dragon and running up it and shooting it with, and I was just like, this is fucking raw. And for a moment, I didn't realize it was ESO. I was like, is this an is this a Furcadia AAA game? Because that would be literally the funniest shit ever. But then too many humans showed up, and I was like, this can't be Furcadia. And then Bob goes, no, it's ESO. And then I fell asleep. I fell into a deep slumber.
I swear.
Next to Xeon,
Just two skeletons on screen.
who wasn't sleeping, it just looked like it.
One of the scenes where the cat man or cat lady, whatever it is, jumped at the dragon with his arms back like this. I swear that's straight from a Rain of Fire trailer.
Also, there was a moment in the room.
No.
Everyone in the room's like, yeah, that cat guy seemed all right. And then Toshi's like, cat girl. And what? And then Xeon's like, yeah, it's a cat girl. I'm like, how the fuck did you? There were boobs. Okay.
You say so.
You
They
say
looked
so.
at it.
I don't fucking...
They did the research.
They got them furry eyes.
They just had those cat instincts of like, oh, pretty cat, what gender? They held up the CG cat and looked at its dick. Yeah,
God,
no,
the next
ESO.
one's even worse. You don't know what's next, do you, Dan?
What even
I
how?
blocked it. It was a terrible conference. What was it?
It was Commander Keen.
Okay, so
Oh,
before
it's
you
so.
go-
Don't you like our Saturday morning animation? We say fuck it. We're so mature and edgy.
So before, I just wanted to bring up the fact Commander Keen is the classic game, one of its first things that they did, platforming game. This is an item-based action puzzle game for mobile.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why isn't it the genre that?
It's just they wanted to make this game, and they wanted to put the aesthetic of something they already own on it, so people might buy it out of nostalgia. Unfortunately, it was Commander
we have
Keen.
multiple titles being made by the ESO studio.
No,
This
you
is but
shouldn't.
One of them.
You shouldn't have any. Obviously, ESO Studio should probably not be making games.
That theme song is so bad.
See, I don't even remember the theme song because as I was watching the trailer in my head, it's like, everybody get ready to die. Get ready to die.
And Andrew WK is just behind you screaming into your ass.
But it's like, as Vox is screeching about in the chat,
What?
they did so many
All
references
these
to
boomers getting outraged again.
classic. I can't wait till they reboot Kingdom Hearts, you whore. Anyways, they did so many references to specific monster designs and other ideas and things, but it looks so hideous, and it's a mobile game, and it's definitely one of those energy-based mobile games.
Right. Also,
And
it's not even. It's
it's
about
not a
Commander Keen's kids.
It's I
Like,
was
it's-
gonna get to that. I
okay,
was gonna
I'm
be like,
sorry,
it's not even a fucking platformer, and it's the Keen kids, like the combat kids. Twin geniuses following in their father's steps, and I'm like, fuck you. Why did you even do that?
They needed a girl.
Yeah, you could just write Keen having a sister.
No.
They could have it be a sister. They could have it be his friend.
They
But that
could've
would
done
be too
anything.
hard.
I think the only thing was neat was, it's Billy and Billy spelled differently. It's kind of funny. That was the only thing that got anything out of me during this.
Bob's like, and I'm over his shoulder like,
Oh, I thought that was lame as shit.
Oh, yeah.
People who give their twins matching names are sociopaths.
Yes.
But it's like, it fucking kills me. Like, if it had an actually genuinely good, like Saturday morning cartoon style or comic book
There's a lot
style,
of yelling in the chat.
like,
right?
let's say Calvin and Hobbes. If it looked like Calvin and Hobbes, that would have been pretty perfect. You know, it would have carried a lot of the same energy.
That would have been a good art style to go with, not what they did.
Right. But no, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
They crafted a perfect nightmare.
And unlike the Fallout and the Elder Scrolls, Commander Keen didn't get an announcement of, here's the real one.
The only thing that could have made this worse is if the Keen kids had a huge fetishism thing for like
Oh, no.
a specific food, you know, like Sonic and chili dogs and Garfield and lasagna, and they hated a day of the week. Wait,
the game might
You
have a
don't play the
story
game.
mode, Dan. All this lore might be true.
I'm writing it for them right now.
Right?
The fucking person,
The kids love chicken nuggets and hate cauliflower.
and like the person who's writing this game, you know, Satan is watching this stream right now. He's taking all of these ideas and misery in, and it's making him powerful.
Okay. Should we move on?
This whole
Yes.
promotion, this whole conference is Todd Howard punishing us. He went like, "You want me to stop announcing Skyrim? Here's what I do without Skyrim."
Also, the part where they were just like, Elder Scrolls 6, and everyone's like, and I'm like,
And then they don't even have a single thing to show of
They
that
didn't
or
even
Starfield this year.
a frame.
It's insane.
They're both next gen.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. That's why you don't get to go on stage and just go, Elder Scrolls 6.
They should have announced it again. They should have just been like, Elder Scrolls 6 is still coming.
They should have
Or
shown.
no, 7.
They should have shown a different angle of that coastline.
Yes.
People
Beautiful.
already are claiming they know where it's going to be from that coastline.
People are insane.
But no one on this podcast.
No, definitely not.
Just other people.
Elder Scrolls card game, Elder Scrolls Legends.
Oh, I forgot that for a second.
That was cool. It was an isekai for a moment.
You and Aggro jumped on that as fast as possible. He was upset you beat him to it.
The only part of that
I
trailer.
was doing that stream and I was rushing to type that very quickly.
The only good part of that trailer is when he's in the bar and then everybody turns and looks at him and you can make a reaction image out of it.
Yeah, that's true. By the way, Feel, you're the true champion of day one of E3. You know why? The fucking tweet from the night prior where you said when you do some dumb shit in neutral and it works out had me cracking up for the first several hours of today. Which is just a clip from the Spider-Man animated series dubbed over. And he's like, I did it. What did I do anyway? Or why did that work? I fucking lost it.
That was easy. Wait a minute, why did I do that?
Yeah, no, that was incredible. Sorry, I just needed a moment to be happy. We can get back to it.
Yeah, sure.
Fuck that card game.
It might be better than Hearthstone. I hate Hearthstone a lot.
I can't like this card game because I think it was 2016 E3 was the first big instance of the Bethesda crowd going woo, and there was a woman just shrieking for that fucking card game.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only that noise eventually stopped in that conference, unlike this one.
Unlike
It
this
stopped
one.
in this conference.
No.
The soul vacuum kicked in and they started to lose the will to live.
No, that dude
That
just
doesn't
passed
count
out.
when you do it for like
from how-
45 minutes straight.
That dude just passed out from how drunk he was for 2/3 of the conference. He woke up again near the end and lost it over something really small.
Yes. Rage 2. There's new
Rage-
DLC.
Fucking bold of them to be like, our game is out. Everybody knows our marketing's a fucking lie and the game isn't wacky or fun at all. Fuck them. We're still going to make that be the marketing.
Yep.
How did
It's
I
very
put-
bold.
How did I put it during the conference? I was trying to explain how insane the marketing had to go to sell this turd. Like, just something about, like, the marketing team has been given, like, a proper think tank of gigabrains to fucking figure out how to lie to people about it being good.
This is a part where we had a glitch. I guess it was the YouTube stream. I don't know if it happened with other streams, where it started playing random noises in a sound test.
Oh, yeah, apparently what came out later is someone was doing their sound test and some idiot with a mixer hooked their audio channel in so you could literally hear the Wii Shop theme as played on a keyboard and then the Megalomania song.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys
go
watch it on
check
Twitch?
it out. Go check it out. It's real.
What stream did you?
YouTube.
It was the official YouTube stream.
On Bethesda?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because
I didn't notice
that was all
I
through
think
Jeff
I was
Keighley's
blacking
show.
out. Oh, I was on the Bethesda channel.
Yeah, we were on Game Slice, which is official YouTube.
Right.
Wow, I missed out.
Some dude's just testing out some equipment. It's like,
Yeah, we freaked out, closed every tab, thought something was broken.
Yeah, and then Bob muted it and it disappeared, and I was like, oh my god, it was that stream. And so later in the day, someone's like, I was doing an audio test and someone accidentally put me into the live show. Lol. Like, it's fucking surreal. You're in the middle of this fucking Bethesda nightmare and you hear some jackass on a keyboard go, doo 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 doo. And I'm like,
is this real? Is this happening right now?
You just think somebody's assaulting you.
I'm like, can I get out? Can I sue for damages?
Yeah. So that was the only interesting part of the Rage 2 trailer. If you missed that on the YouTube stream, you missed out.
The only way it could have gotten more surreal is if it just started playing a 3-second loop of the Full House theme during that thing.
That would fit into too much with their very campaign already.
I know, but the part where it's fully licensed Full House, but it's only 3 seconds looped poorly.
Anybody else got something to say about how much Rage 2 is lies?
No, I think this.
The ad was, I enjoyed watching the ad, but I know what the game is.
Right? Like I think the ad would have been neat. Like what we saw before it started going insane, we were losing our minds was funny.
Everyone, please feel free to, friend Bob to join the tournament.
Okay, sure.
Make sure to add Bob.
Wolfenstein Youngblood got a release date. It's July 26th, so next month.
We made the joke. What was it? We made the joke of like they're gonna rename it. They're gonna rename it to Wolfenstein 3 just to hone feel.
Yes.
No, they wouldn't do that.
They would never.
They
What?
know it.
No, you betrayed.
This is their equivalent of what was the fucking? There was a standalone expansion for the first one.
Yeah,
the
it was-
Old Blood.
Yeah, the Old Blood.
Everyone.
And this is the fuck you, Bethesda. God damn it.
Bob, people are taking it seriously, even though I laugh my ass off as I hit the button. There's no tournament.
Yeah,
the
no
joke is I
tournament.
accidentally hit that button all the time.
Yes.
This time
Yeah.
I did it fully intentionally because I looked at all the buttons and went, I'm not promoting Halcyon's YouTube. Yeah, this is the only good one.
Youngblood looks a lot better than 2. 2 feels like it released like a year early.
Here we
Did
go.
any of you guys play 2?
No, people kept saying they loved it, but I just
2 had this problem that just felt like a colossal polish issue, where like somebody would see me and then I'd have a big gun battle and kill everybody, and then like the next 4 giant rooms would be empty because they had all run to me through those 4 big rooms.
what?
And that was just like, this cannot be how this is intended to work, but it worked that way the entire game.
That's weird.
The weird thing about the second Wolfenstein is it was so underwhelming that literally all I heard coming out about it was its marketing campaign, and it was how it was like, fuck Nazis, right? And everyone's like,
I heard.
Yeah,
weren't there a few game
I-
journals like, oh, it did something so cool at the end. It's game of the year.
yeah, they kept
No,
saying
it
that,
didn't.
but then
It the cool thing it did was stop and be half the length of the New Order with slightly more cutscenes, so you end up with like 40% cutscenes by volume.
something
Whoa.
scanning, yes, you can hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Thank you.
Hitting the like button is
And,
important.
and be sure to use super chats. Bob, what are super chats?
They're how you get your voice heard.
Guys, when I had to explain to Jim Ratgazer that the live stream we were watching that was promoting Stadia was getting super chats from people, and it was the live stream run by Google on their own servers,
That was buffering.
his soul left his body. Because the Game Slice thing did a 40 fucking minute thing where they talked to Phil Harrison.
Yeah.
And I was
God.
like, doesn't the FTC mandate that, like, they say that Google owns YouTube and Google owns Stadia? Isn't that?
right? You can't just,
Shouldn't this
just
be
sit here
illegal?
and have an advertisement that's 30 minutes long.
That's framed as an interview,
That's
too.
framed as an interview.
Ask me these questions that I gave you.
Oh, shit.
it would-
I
would
just
Healy
heard
op-
Stark Maximum who said, I'm making my voice heard.
Nice. Yes, nice.
Oh my god.
Nice! Like my cell phone case.
When I get out of here,
What if we yell loud enough? Well, that's the only way we could upset Bob's neighbors more today.
But yeah, and then Keeley opens the whole show saying there's 0 commercials. And then there's like that
And then there's a 40-minute
commercial.
fucking thing with Stadia. Bob's like, what happened to 0 commercials? Also, everything at E3 is a commercial. I'm so woke. And then Bob slammed down like a protein shake.
Went to the gym, the huge.
The huge. There's a button on here
We were talking about
for
that.
YouTube chat. It's just labeled Boomer Juice. I have no idea what it's going to say, but I want to press it.
Don't do it, Dan. We don't know what that does.
You hit it.
Now we wait.
Make Rob drink boomer juice and we get $300.
We don't have any. And oh god, I can't drink that right now. I have to wake up for conference tomorrow morning.
I have deleted that message. It never happened.
Oh, retracted.
Sorry. The word we use around here is parentheses paraphrased.
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 So
Thank you.
I know we're trying to avoid talking about more of the Bethesda press conference.
Uh-huh. Go on.
But there was a part where French people said fuck a lot and wasted my time. That was
No,
pretty good.
they showed a relatively decent game called Deathloop, where we are right now. We're in the Deathloop.
Yep.
I don't know what this game really is, but
it's another game where look at our strong female character who's a sociopath because she wants to stay in the Deathloop where she gets to kill people.
don't think about it.
And the other guy wants to leave the Deathloop because he's a normal human being and doesn't want to kill people.
Okay. Why does the gender matter?
When I get out of here,
Because whenever
eat your soul.
a company's like, we have a strong female character, they have to make her a violent sociopath.
Okay, firstly, this is a better way of phrasing it. Anytime they want to make a strong, a female be a strong female character, they have to do it through ways that are normally accepted for men to be strong. Like, it has to be they're violent, strong physically, and beat the shit out of everything. And this is another case of that, of like, murder machine. So I kind of see where Feel's coming from, but I don't think that was the focus here. In fact, I wasn't even sure she was distinctly the villain or the good guy. I really don't know.
This might be some weird multiplayer game
Feelisms.
even.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a feelism. He was like, this place is hell, and then it shows him killing people. And she's like, this place is great, and then it shows her killing people.
Yeah, you get to choose your morality system. It's penis or not penis.
I mean, it makes sense. This has come from the Dishonored people.
Nods.
Oh, right. The Dishonored game where killing somebody is worse than feeding them to rats?
Question mark?
Wait, what?
I think that's how one of those choices goes, where well, it's not good and evil, it's chaos and low chaos.
Yeah.
You know, because
those are cool buzzwords.
Because
Gamers.
those games are beyond good and evil.
Oh, you're right.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
All I know about the Dishonored game is everybody is like the game scolds you for having fun because all the cool powers where you're a skeleton wizard kill people and therefore get you the bad ending, but those are what make the game fun.
Right, like everything interesting is those, so you just end up not using them if you want to play it the good way.
But see, when I do that in Metal Gear Solid 4 with a P90 where I'm mowing down a bunch of people, Bob shames me. Figure that out, huh?
Sneaking around in Metal Gear Solid is fun. Like,
Metal Gear
outside
Solid
of
4 has
4
that thing where if
Outside of
doesn't
4,
have-
when you get to the fucking Arsenal gear. Arsenal Gear's miserable. It is
doesn't
so
Metal Gear
bad.
Solid 4 have the thing where if you kill too many people, Snake has like PTSD and vomits?
Or
Yeah, I think-
Snake literally howls at the moon and pukes.
Yeah,
Is
right.
that the one where they kiss?
KZ,
This is
please.
literally the dumbest bit.
Well, then stop mentioning Metal Gear Solid.
It's kind of a highly influential game, KZ. It comes up a lot.
No.
Dan, get mad and talk about Orion.
Huh. The thing with no perceptible input latency?
See, here's the thing I don't get about Orion. Where is it? Where the fuck is this thing?
You looking for his belt?
No,
Yes.
I'm looking for. Okay. I've been playing Orion for a while now. Works perfectly. You know?
Actually, that's the PlayStation Vita.
No, see, I play a thing on this that's not running on this. Ergo, game streaming works. Okay?
Well, the dude had the controller on the thing with Doom, and it looked good.
And I'm sure it was being streamed from across the country and not on a local area network.
Yeah, they don't have that.
And it's E3. No internet works there.
Yeah. No one can make a custom device that talks with a receiver that is in the same fucking room. I mean, these are the people who invented VR and the people who invented first-person shooters. Ignore the fact the same guy went and did both, and he doesn't fucking work there anymore.
No, Tim's the guy that did that.
Yes.
Todd Howard, inventor of the FPS.
Some call him Tim. That guy.
Yeah, no, all that was incredibly shameful. After this whole conference of shame that was bringing out all of these actors to tell you their
really
human
love all
stories.
We're the trendsetters.
I love all these stream presentations about game streaming because they might as well just tell me it's magic because that's what you're trying to sell me on anyway.
I love magic.
Here's the thing. They did the same thing with fucking VR, where they said, we're making our own VR. So Doom BFG Edition isn't going to work on Oculus because we have our own great VR that's coming. Yeah. And then nothing. And now they're doing it again with streaming. And it's just fucking insufferable. It's so annoying. And
I really hope we don't hear about streaming tomorrow. That's my biggest hope. Like these other guys, they don't have a like Ubisoft isn't going to start a streaming service. I hope.
You're right. And Square.
Bob.
Square already announced their streaming
Square
service
Enix
that
will
they made
announce
with
their
2
streaming
other
service.
Japanese companies, and they'll probably bring up tomorrow.
They better not. They better have already canceled that, but they didn't.
By the way,
At least if Square Enix does it, it'll be like, you can stream Final Fantasy VII Remake to your Switch, Japan only.
like the streaming stuff with Square, I don't see them doing it. However, they have confirmed that Avengers is going to be on Stadia.
Square literally already has a streaming thing in Japan.
Oh, they do? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a collaboration between them and 1 or 2 other companies in Japan. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, it is the thing that makes it possible to run Resident Evil 7 on the Switch. We had a question from Thunderhawk. Will this be available later as a podcast? Yes, it will if somebody super chats at least $2 in the next 10 minutes and asks for it. If it does, then it's not going to happen.
It's a very specific need.
We love money.
And if we don't make $10 in the next hour, I will kill Robert.
That's me.
Oh, shit. You used his slave name.
But yeah, fuck Orion. Fuck them doing this again. Like,
No
they have the worst
perceptible
track
latency.
record. They have the worst track record ever. They're like, we're doing VR. Their VR's no good. Ours is the best. Nothing.
Nothing.
And then they fucking backpedal the shit out of that because they don't have a fucking division for VR. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, we'll do that then. Thank you, Thunderhawk.
Yeah, we
Thank
hadn't
you,
thought
Saber.
of it yet.
Huh?
We hadn't thought of it yet. That's why we weren't going to do it. But now,
Yeah. Now that someone's posed the idea with $2,
right.
Bob. Fuck Orion.
Yeah.
You don't get to play an MP4 on a fucking phone. Like, worst case scenario, it's just a video, right?
Uh-huh.
Best case scenario, it's a receiver to a fucking signal in the same room.
It was
Both of
60
those
frames
are
per second. It was 60
horseshit.
frames per second. It was no perceptible lag. I wonder if we did like testing on. Let's see when she hits the buttons, and let's see when.
Oh, I'm gonna do that. I just haven't had time yet.
Right.
Give me something to talk about tomorrow. Save the Bob. Thank you, Spacey, your name.
All right. Then we had Doom. That was the big closeout.
Thank God, the fucking saving grace of this fucking conference.
It was a fantastic showing from Doom. Them going through that demo level where it ends with them, jumping from platform to platform through like a lava palace or some shit. Looked amazing.
Through Mario-esque fire wheels.
Yes.
So I'm really excited. I'm even more excited for Doom Eternal now that they went, this is just Shin Megami Tensei now. Heaven is pissed at Doom Guy for stopping the demons from killing humanity, so Doom Guy is just gonna beat the shit out of angels now.
This absolutely seems like the story that would be written by the guy who made Doom.
Right.
That dude gets it. He really fucking gets it.
We saw box art. There's like a giant archangel in the background that Doom Guy's about to own.
That's great. That's amazing. There's a collector's edition with the helmet that's probably not going to look anything like the helmet we saw today.
But there's a man wearing it in the audience, and he just sat there nodding so that way they could prove this was real and not another duffel bag scenario.
It's just like a coffee can.
We made the joke that he would take the helmet off and it would be Todd Howard, and I'd be like, I thought you said this fit human heads, not fey people heads. What the fuck? The sense of scale's all fucked. This is great if I want to get it for my 8-year-old, but then he grows up to be 10 years old and he can't fit into it anymore because he's not Todd Howard.
Don't be mean. Todd Howard's 6'2".
No, he isn't.
That's taller than last time.
Google stopped lying on his
Paraphrase.
behalf.
Paraphrased his height. So they
Also, they don't lie anymore. They corrected it to 5'6".
Yes.
yeah, it's unfortunate. They unveiled the multiplayer mode for Doom, which was exciting because they immediately said, "We're making it in-house," and I went, "I'm all in then."
The funny
Fun,
part is when they were like,
they're not forming it up.
multiplayer, 0 cheers.
Yeah. Because nobody wants that.
But then they actually showed it and it looks cool.
Yeah, because the people making Doom instead of just some random other developer, you know,
You don't know that.
they're making the mode.
You don't know that. That
It's going to be a lot of fun because it's 2 demons
I mean,
versus
I
Doom guys.
assumed because they said that they were doing it in-house this time compared to when they farmed it out.
You
I
believe
feel like
them?
they made that statement directly in response to what they did last time.
I don't fucking believe them. But hey, maybe, you know. Maybe somewhere in the pile of bullshit that was this conference, they said one thing and it was
I'm
true.
sorry, but I will trust id. I don't trust Bethesda or Todd. I'll trust Hugo.
Hugo Weaving?
I'm looking.
What was that feel?
I look forward to when this comes out. I look forward to when this comes out. And Dan is like, okay, I'm going to play as Doom guy, and you and KZ have to be the demon so I can get revenge for the end.
I mean,
Get revenge for the what?
editing.
Editing. Okay.
I don't know. That's the sort of mode where you look at it and you see a gameplay thing and it looks like, yeah, that could be good. But then in practice, it's like not so great.
Yeah, it's really hard to do.
All I
those-
really
those kind of
fucking
multiplayer
wanted
modes.
was just deathmatch. It's Doom. I don't
What's-
need it to have a fancy mode.
What's the name of the enemy in Doom? It's like the skeleton jetpack dude with the
Revenant,
guns.
I think. I think
Yeah,
it's
they have a
Revenant.
pre-order bonus where you can get the Revenant, but the cannons on his shoulders are trumpets.
Yeah, I
Yeah, you
saw
can get the
that's good.
Doot scan.
Yeah, they've made Doot canon.
Damn them. Damn them.
So one more conference left, guys.
Oh.
We're almost done.
Well, we haven't ranked this
We
Oh,
haven't
one.
we didn't rank
Great.
it.
So can I start?
Yes. Go. Do it.
Games, D- because they show Doom. F for watchability.
Okay, Dan.
No, Bob.
Games. C, because Doom and Ghostwire looked really cool, but everything else was absolute miserable.
I would have given it higher for the fucking games, but then I heard that Daggers or whatever was like a very gross monetization scheme just now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm also going to have to give it like a D. No, it's got to be like a D-.
Yeah, I mean, I gave a C to the last one. This one's definitely below that because it was 2 games.
Yeah, how many games are you fucking interested in playing here, Bob?
Only those
Doom,
2.
right?
No, Ghostwire and Doom. That's it.
Yeah, but they didn't even show anything of it. It was just a CG trailer.
I know.
Yeah. That's
I
why I
know.
can't
Yeah,
be
but
excited for
I don't know.
Ghostwire.
Did you like Dishonored?
No,
The
Bob.
Ghostwire is not the Dishonored game.
Bob
Ghost-
Bob does not like anything from Bethesda other than Doom, and he likes Shinji
yeah,
Mikami.
Sorry, I was
That's
thinking
it.
of the other one. My bad.
Yeah, no, that.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
give
I
this
guess-
a D-
I guess-
for games.
I guess it has to go down to D just because it was so. The rest of the games were so bad.
You didn't love Elder Scrolls: The Cynical Cash-in?
No. And then presentation, yeah, F.
You were supposed to say which one.
Yeah, I guess that's
That
right.
was-
for
that was the layup.
They should rate E because there's a perceivable worse conference.
I
I don't know.
I did a layup to Bob so he could slam dunk that. And then Bob just looked at me and went, basketball! And it hit him in the face.
That's what we do. What happens at 2 a.m?
Yeah. So D-. Presentation F.
Yeah.
There are few things worse at an E3 conference than this. And fucking being bullshitted to for several hours straight. Wait, it was only one, wasn't it?
I think it was an hour.
It was
and
an
a half.
hour
It was
and
an
a
hour
half.
and 40 minutes.
It felt like forever because they're just like, here are these real stories from real humans who forgive us for Fallout 76, and you should do because fuck you. Yeah. Also streaming. We're also doing that. We're also a publisher.
No,
We got
in
this
the
guy out here
console.
with the cane.
Guys, they
He's probably real
created the
smart.
FPS and VR.
Bob's like, we got a handicap person. He probably what the fuck?
This
Yeah,
this was
anyway.
genuinely unpleasant on a level that is usually reserved for EA.
Yes,
Yeah,
This is
right,
like
yeah.
nightmare year for Ubisoft / EA bad.
Right. This is definitely this.
The
this
PC gaming conference will knock it out of the park compared to this.
I'm so pumped.
I hear Fortnite's gonna be there.
What's the iconic
PC
character?
gaming
Now it's time to
conference
shine.
could make you wish for death.
No, not compared to this. Not compared.
They
to
don't
this.
have anything to apologize for.
That helps.
I got through last year just
Yeah, that's true. They're not going to be like, look at these people whose lives we've changed.
So
Please don't criticize us ever again.
here's the way it could be worse for this conference. That's why I didn't give it an F- for presentation. Okay.
Uh-huh.
There were any.
F- doesn't exist.
Yes, it does in our ranking.
If you were even D and B minus, you can
Yeah,
you can
I
do
mean,
F
that's
minus.
That's how that works. F+ exists. Why wouldn't F-? That doesn't.
Keep
they're
this
like-
up,
I've never
Dan's gonna
seen
give
an
it a
F+.
Z.
Well, no, like C+, D+, whatever. Anyway, point is, they showed a game that was really good, and the DLC for Wolfenstein looked solid. It looked better than Wolfenstein 2 did. I'm more interested in it than that. It's that the whole thing is just so fucking shitty. And then they had to lie about technology on the top of all of it.
Yeah, like this is one of those that averages out to be like still an F.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we were arguing about if we should have to rate it in two separate ways. And like, it's easier for me to just be like, how do I feel about the whole thing? Yeah, it's an F.
Yeah, it's an F. Yeah. Okay, Casey.
For games, I'm going to be giving it D+ because there's only two games that were interesting, and it was Doom, and it was that game from Tango.
Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah,
Drift.
Ghostwire. Yeah, because
But-
those were the two moments where it felt like a normal press conference, where the people presenting it were enthusiastic about the game they had to show, and they showed something interesting that I liked. Presentation, F+. It was horrible, but also funny because they just kept going woo, and I'm like, you can't. Before people could even get like, and now we're making this thing called blah blah blah. Halfway into it, they're cheering. They don't know what it is. They haven't heard the full statement. It hasn't even faded in like the title card for whatever Elder Scrolls Online thing it is, but they're already celebrating for it.
Right.
They got dragons, Bob.
Dragons. They've been doing dragons all year for that game. But clap now.
I like me a dragon, but this is a little bit obscene. But I feel like, there is a dimension where you could go worse than this. Because there's a dimension where they do all that, but there's no games I want.
Here's how it's worse, okay?
Uh-huh.
You get Pele. You get that guy from Sucker Punch who had PTSD on stage. You get
He would talk about a game I want to hear about, though.
you. No, he gets to announce a Ninja Theory game now.
No! Let me tell you about how tragic Fat Zarya is. It's so tragic she turns into a motorcycle.
She's now Chunga's Zarya motorcycle lady. There's at least something other than we supersized Zarya, because when the video leaked, that's all I could see. Like, I couldn't tell her lower body was a motorcycle for Bleeding Edge. I was like, hey, can I copy your homework? Sure, just make sure you make it look different. And Biggins,
Yes.
you sure wrote the same words but bigger. Yeah, you could do that. You could fucking Pele could be on stage crying, and then the guy from fucking Sucker Punch could be on stage crying, and everyone would be crying, and no one announces a good game. That's how it could be worse.
Wait, when you think about it, Keanu is this year's Pele.
No,
That's a fucking upgrade.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's delightful.
Yeah.
Last year's Pele was Joseph Gordon-Levitt on the Beyond Good and Evil 2 segment.
Was
How
that
dare
only
you
last year or was that 2 years ago? I can't remember.
That was last year.
Yeah, I think 2 years ago is when they first showed it, and everybody was like, "This isn't what we wanted."
Yeah, okay.
And then they're like, "You can make art for our game for free, and we might be kickstarting it." Everybody went, "What?"
What does this mean?
And I was excited because that trailer looked cool. Gameplay demos have been looking okay.
Okay, so it's time to move on.
Devolver.
Yeah.
I got
The meme.
yeah. I don't. They announced
Yeah,
Devolver
Devolver.
bootleg. That was fantastic. It had 8 games
yeah.
that were gray market versions of their own games.
Yes.
It's available on sale, 1% off right now.
I'm
Yeah,
going.
they suck. Don't buy it. It's not a funny meme. They actually made bad versions of their games and are like, that's the joke.
They could be good.
One of them's called Catselmania. I
Uh,
don't.
I'm like,
No,
I can't
Bob-
believe
Bob-
it missed the month.
Bob,
up?
I bought it and played them all before we did this.
Oh no. How much was it?
It's $5.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, who
that's
fucking-
that's
But
a good
it's
that's a good
discounted
meme game.
1% off.
Castlevania is too fucking funny. Anyway,
Fall Guys was announced.
Okay, you know what? It's worth it just for when you play Catselmania and see what happens when you take damage.
see, there you go. Also, they announced a $5,000 game, the light gun game. That's an arcade game.
Okay, I didn't see the price on it. I heard them
They
teasing.
didn't announce
announced-
the price on it, but
Right,
somebody in the chat pointed out that is the $5,000 game. I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Enter the
Yeah, 'cause it's
Gungeon.
the arcade cabinet.
It's the arcade light gun version.
Can we talk about how this whole thing is literally a Nintendo Direct?
No,
Okay.
we're not allowed.
Yeah.
We do not get to
But
comment
we
on.
skipped a game, by the way. The first one they
Yeah,
did.
Fall Guys.
Fall
They
Guys.
did the fall.
I looked at someone who was there with me and I was like, this is like they went, you want a battle royale that's fun?
Right?
Yep.
It's what was
Battle
it?
Royale
MXC?
counts currently at 2, by the way.
So I have the weirdest comparison of all time for this.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at it, it makes me think of the Wipeout game for the Wii that Giant Bomb played once.
Yeah, as John
Where you
Schwanda
run
was
through-
saying, Fall Guys is MXC the game.
Where you like run through an obstacle course and the other player throws balls at you with the Wii remote.
Yeah, Wipeout is kind of a knockoff of MXC.
Yeah, which is Takeshi's Castle in Japan. Yeah, it really does come off as an MXC thing with 100 players, which is
Right.
fucking awesome and brilliant.
Which is closer to like how MXC is, because that is the one where there's like, show a ton of people trying to do this
Mhm.
at once.
Yeah. And occasionally you get one person who catches up to the next person who fucks up their run by jumping on a thing at the wrong time.
Yes.
It's good. It's good.
I'm hopeful.
Me too. What other games did they announce? And then we
Carrion.
could talk about the... Really, what? Oh, Carrion.
Carrion. My bad.
I was like, they announced a woman? They were just like, Karen, the video game. Listen to her day at work.
Devolver would have done that.
Yes.
They would have, yeah.
It was some pixel art 2D game where you played this monster.
It
or
was a
hobo
reverse
monster.
horror game where you explode out of a scientist as a tentacle monster and make your way through the rafters and stuff, finding your way around, consuming other people.
Get bigger like Katamari.
Yeah.
Looks neat.
It even goes, no, 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 no. I'm kidding. It didn't do that.
Only with squish noises.
And
Thank you.
they also had The Messenger getting free DLC later this summer.
Yeah, the Tropic Vacation or whatever.
Yeah, that's neat.
That was delightful when the dude turns around and he's actually on stilts and not very tall.
Yes.
It's kind of weird that that's getting an expansion. That doesn't seem like the kind of game that would.
John
Like a
Schwando.
fairly linear.
John Schwando. They announced Karen, give me back my kids. Yeah,
They announced Karen, release me from this E3 presentation.
Release me from Bethesda's E3 presentation.
It's been a while, but I think that Messenger ends kind of with a sequel tease.
So, like, I think it's great that it's free DLC. That game definitely could stand to get signal boosted.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it's a smart marketing move. Because it makes people who already bought it feel better about having bought it.
Right.
You just got more content.
So I'm excited to go try that out whenever it hits.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait,
that
you
was
talking
it.
about the Elder Scrolls
And there
Daggers
was,
just now? You're
no.
excited to try that out
No.
after this podcast ends? You're going to download it from the App Store?
My phone's at 3% battery. I don't think I'll be able to do that.
That's the best time. It's the best time to start an addiction. But I guess we could talk about the
There was also
show's
Wait,
structure. But what were you going to say,
What
Phil?
you got, Feel?
there was one last game. They showed a trailer for My Friend Pedro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they announced it last year.
Yeah,
though, so.
and that launches in like a week or two.
Banana.
Yep.
Yep.
It looks okay. Devolver sure has a lot of games where you kill a lot of people very fast and you die in one hit.
Yes.
Yeah.
That gameplay style's fun. I enjoy it.
It's very good. I just think it's a weird brand.
It's a fantastic branding. I think it's hyper polish on mechanics that I enjoy. And, you know, when your gameplay loop is that tight, you can really work out different ways to solve a problem and watch them all fail and laugh.
Oh, yeah, the Metal Wolf Chaos was not talked about.
At all.
At all. So
That's weird. I'm
weird.
now worried.
right?
Yes. But yeah, we can talk about the structure if you want.
Sure.
Yeah, you guys can talk about the...
Oh, where are you going, Dan?
See ya.
Oh, bye, Dan. So
The
this
future.
is all set inside of the main announcer's head. It's real weird. It has a RoboCop style opening.
Yep.
But I think they did some really good stuff this time. They had the practical effect for Carrion of it viscerally ripping out of a person. It was like,
Yeah, that sure was the thing that happened.
it was good. Like, I was really into everything this freaking conference did. Just something about its
The
styles.
idea that because it's they're just taking a Nintendo Direct, she suddenly is becoming censored.
Well, that was more to
I
do
think
with
it was
the other
more
plot
because,
point.
yeah, I think it was more to do with the other lady who doesn't curse.
Yeah, she's the marketing lady, and she's very clean.
And then her rant at the end feels like Dan wrote it.
Yeah, it does have that energy, doesn't it?
Where she goes on like a tirade about how cheap the direct system is and they can just shill to you at any time for no reason and they don't have to spend any money. Fuck you, we.
I also really enjoyed that they just straight use the same things as Nintendo Direct, the same transitions. Like, how do you just steal those from the video? Did you just
They're a different enough they cannot be sued.
okay.
Legally distinct.
Even the sound is slightly different from the Switch's click.
Of course.
There's
Just-
that one time where there was just blood on it. Just blood on the transition slide.
Yes. And
They decided that they needed to end last year on RoboCop and then end this one on Terminator.
right when it kicked in, the literal Terminator seemed just slightly different. Also, another great moment. Oh, I guess we could start rating it until Dan gets back. Like, we can go through them, but then I feel like we're gonna.
Oh yeah, that works. I guess I can go. In terms of games, man, I haven't played the Messenger, so I can't say anything to the expansion aside from it's a cool idea. and the Messenger in general looks pretty neat.
Messenger's alright. 8 out of 10.
The fact that they're making an arcade cabinet like spin-off a Gungeon thing looks really neat. And they showed a banana at one point, and I was like, "Look at that banana!" So I will give it a score of. Well, I wasn't really gonna play any of these, so I'll give it like C- in games. Presentation, it can get a B+.
You can imagine a better press conference.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be honest, I was hesitant to even rate its presentation. I should have just, I was gonna just rate it Devolver because it's its own thing.
It is complete madness.
It is a show that it has the energy of those Adult Swim shows.
I think they literally have Eric Andre on right now, doing their 12-hour madness stream.
Is that what that pre-show is?
Like, it's 2 a.m. Adult Swim has some weird live-action comedy bit going.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what their pre-show is. It might just be ripping off the Eric Andre show, but I think somebody said they had him.
Yeah, those things are kind of neat. I never watched a lot of the after show thing. I think we got a little bit into it last year, and then just kind of faded off after 20 minutes of like, we got better things to do. We can play Smash Bros. Or something.
I think I like Devolver's last year's thing they did a bit more.
Yeah, I mean it did.
But the idea of this one was pretty good. That and the part where she just slit that dude's throat, that was pretty good.
She
She
just
didn't
tore his
slit it,
throat
she
out.
ripped it out with her fingers.
Yeah, it was great.
There's a lot of blood. Going inside her mind palace was neat.
Right? You wouldn't expect that.
To see her blood games.
Her blood games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll rate it then. Games, I gotta say, like, Fall Guys looks kind of neat. Apparently, Devolver Bootleg is just bad. Yeah, none of this super excites me. I do want to play that DLC for Messenger, but the games really aren't what this is about. Like, the games, I feel like it gets a D, but the presentation is A, and it's so good that it's like, yeah, the whole thing is
Stuff
A.
like Messenger looks good. So that's my only reason. I thought it'd be a bit unfair to like score it really low, even if I'm not too interested in them.
Right. I mean, I played the Messenger already too. I like it, and I'd like to play more. So
Yeah.
but that's it for me.
I'll go ahead and rate. For games, I'm going to give it a B-. There weren't enough games, but I literally would play all of them.
Okay.
Even though there are fewer games than any other conference, that's still a way better average, because look at Bethesda.
Right.
But Bethesda like shot 85 bullets and only like 2 nicked you.
Yeah. And that's over.
Bethesda was like,
That's overselling one of
Bethesda
those.
tied Dan to a wall and was like, we're going to throw rocks at you until you die.
Why
my
are
God.
you so mean?
Oh my God, that before the conference for Microsoft,
Yeah.
they have the Trover's Universe.
Holy
trailer.
shit!
It's-
Let me finish grading
go for
because
it.
these people need to fucking know.
Yes.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking
So,
about.
okay. B- on the games. For presentation, I'm going to give it an A- because I also, like, it could be longer. It could
Yeah,
have more
it did-
games.
It did feel a little shorter.
It's the problem with theirs isn't that it's bad, it's that it always ends too soon.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good feeling to go out on. That's how you know you did a conference right, when you have that feeling.
Right, like you wanted more.
Yeah, so
you
that's
weren't.
why it's in the A tier, but it's not good enough. It still left me unfulfilled. It didn't leave me like, say Final Fantasy 15 year, Kingdom Hearts 3 year of Sony's conference, where you're just by the end of the fucking conference, you're like, that was okay. Yeah, of course it's over. My penis could only deal with so much. It's just like it's A-.
It didn't have as satisfying an ending as the last year's, I don't think. Like last year's had the insanity that was her getting shot to death and then the whole RoboCop thing.
This year's was better because it was a delivery on the future, and that is amazing that they wrote themselves that far into the future to do a thing. Also, yeah, her tearing out someone's fucking throat with her hands was incredible. But I do agree with KZ in that, like, these shouldn't be considered on the same scale, but it's really fun for us to do that anyway.
Right.
Because
I
know, like,
it's on its own scale, but I think it was good.
Like last year's E3, I know we were like, Devolver Digital won. Like, basically is what we were saying. I think Microsoft won last year, but I think we were kidding that Devolver did.
Right. If Devolver would have.
Did anyone not rate it?
Feel.
I didn't.
Okay.
Ready.
I'm gonna give it a B- for games. I wanted to play most of these games they showed, except the Gungeon one because I ain't got $5,000, so my brain deleted that from existence real quick. As for presentation, again, that rant at the end gets it an A. Just the tirade she went on about the direct style video system.
It's great. It's great. It's so good. You could tell it's written by someone who is the antithesis to Nina Struther's amazing on-stage presence. She has a really good arch. I'm glad they wrote her a really good arch.
The Virgil.
Yes. The Alpha and the Omega. Susan for marketing.
They get actors that are way better than they should be for these.
The best
cinematography.
The best part is when they're focusing on that one guy giving his shill about the gray market bit, and she's just on the edge. She's like on the
just
edge
looking
of the
at him.
frame.
Yes.
Just like over here, like
You give the camera that same look sometimes when I say things.
Weird. What a coincidence. So we need to talk about this motherfucking. We need to talk about this Trover's Universe ad. Trover's Universe, for those who don't know, it's a game written by Justin Roiland. It's VR, and they're like, it's a fun adventure game. It's you come and you do things, and then the character who's on screen trying to describe the game to you gets shot, and he's like, oh. Why is this happening? This isn't even a violent game. And it cuts to the gameplay footage. He's like, show more fun gameplay. And then it's just people yelling at the main character that he sucks and he ruined everything and he ruined their space zoo and all this shit. And then it cuts back to that same character. He's like, yeah, it's a really fun game. And, we say stuff like fucking shit. But and then as soon as he says but, he gets nicked in the fucking head or like straight headshot with an arrow. And he's like, fucking shit. Oh, God. And he starts bleeding out and cuts back to the gameplay. It's showing more gameplay stuff. And then when it comes back to that character, there is fucking blood everywhere, like on the camera, on the floor, you can see it in the background, and he's just pouring, and he's like, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Oh God, I am bleeding out, but I assure you, this game is not a violent game. Who's doing this to me? And then a voice comes over and it's like, me, the announcer. He's like, what? And then you hear him go, clip his wings. And two people come up, pin the character down, and break his arm with the hammer straight up the Last of Us Part 2 trailer. It was fucking insane. They're like, yeah, violence sells now. So, there you go.
Yeah, he literally says that. And the best part is the character's voice is Morty.
Yeah.
And the narrator is Rick.
Yep. It's really good. Just the part where he's like, violence sells. It doesn't matter if this game isn't violent. We're going to be violent for this trailer. And then somebody had to explain to Jim Ratgazer the clip his wings line. And then we had to explain how bad that first trailer for The Last of Us 2 was.
Yeah.
Yeesh. Yeah, no, that it was delightful to have an E3
make fun of itself.
Yes, it was like Devolver Digital shrunk down to one trailer for one game and one specific thing it's making fun of, which is good because clearly if it was making fun of it, then that you know, that's good. It's good that people can look at that Last of Us Part 2 trailer and go, what the fuck is wrong with these people? What the fuck are they thinking?
Why did you do this?
This is how
I
you sell a
feel like
fucking
that
video
the
game?
Last of Us 2 trailer, that first Last of Us 2 trailer is like the first time I ever think people noticed. Because after they showed that trailer, it was dead silent.
That trailer had no meaning to anyone.
Yeah, it was just...
Like, it didn't have a place in the timeline where it'd take place, per se. It didn't
have any characters
inform
we
you.
know.
It didn't twist any characters, you know, to get your brain excited. It was just basically senseless violence.
But how crazy would it be if there was a cult
Wow.
in the apocalypse?
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
A lot to think about here. Can you take some time to unpack that?
I'm trying,
I
but
think I
every
saw that in
time
The Walking Dead.
I try to unpack it, my mouth goes, wow. Yeah, we saw the Red Letter Media Trovers Universe ad.
God,
or
that
it's
scarred
called
Joe.
Handsome Joe was fucking shook the whole rest of the day.
Yeah.
KZ Feel, have you two seen that ad?
No, I have not.
It's called the George Foreskin Grill. It is.
Okay, I saw it in my feed, and I went, "Why would I click this?"
It's fantastic. I watched it twice today because it was that funny.
It is.
It's hilarious
It is
and
something.
scarring.
Yeah.
And at the end, it's like, at the very end, it goes, Trevor's Universe out on PlayStation. And it's like, all right, okay. But, wasn't the gay reveal in the first game. It was in the DLC for the first game, but when your first trailer for The Last of Us Part 2 is senseless violence, and then the second trailer is, they're gay. Ah? And I'm like,
How about that?
do you not have gay friends, director of game? I don't understand why this is. And then they came out and they're like, yeah, we didn't think we were really making a statement with that trailer. And I'm like, then what was it? What was the point? I don't know. It was just weird. It was just weird because it came off as showboating.
Yeah.
And then they come out and they're like, it's nothing special. It's like imagine they did that for the train scene or the building crumbling scene in Uncharted 2, right? Where the whole thing fucking collapses and all the shit flies out and people are like, that is incredible. They're like, it's nothing. Everyone would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? This is like breaking new grounds in what's possible in video games, and you just go, it's nothing? Vox says, gonna go watch the George Foreskin Grill. Be right back with my reactions. Okay, I guess we need this stream to run 1 minute and 30 seconds longer.
No,
Oh,
screw it.
God.
That's
to
a
worry,
bridge
there is
too
another.
far.
Bob, what are your thoughts on day one of E3? Are you feeling it was above what you were expecting? Is it exactly what you were expecting? Is it below what you were
It is
expecting?
below what I was expecting.
I'm 100% with Bob. Bob, what is your reasoning?
Microsoft really let me down. Like, most of their big games, Gears and Halo, were just basically nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, their big exclusives were that. I got, like, a lot of the games that were new, like Tales and freaking the Dark Souls thing, are literally nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It were just a bunch of nothing at this. That could have been cool stuff, but was instead nothing. Other than that, Bethesda, they showed me off one game I liked and then had an absolutely disgusting conference.
Yeah. Repugnant.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this was a rough day. This was bad.
Yes.
But I'm always optimistic. I have to think of there is Nintendo on Tuesday. Nintendo's probably gonna be the best one.
So I'm below expectations. I expected more from Microsoft. That Scarlet thing was weak. That it was nowhere near as good as the fucking Scorpio thing. Nowhere near as good. I feel like the games all not showing real gameplay sucked on Sony or Microsoft's exclusives. I think when the pinnacle of their conference is a Lego car being added to Forza and on stage, and then that other thing I was excited for. Fuck, it's late, everyone. That kind of shows how underwhelming it is. So I think they underperformed Bethesda found a way to be even worse than I would have joked about them being.
Right? Like, this was not something I could have imagined, like, how bad they went.
It's the most head-ass thing to happen at E3.
Yeah.
And Sony didn't shittily release a trailer today.
Yeah.
I kind of expected Sony to show up for YouTube gaming at E3 or just like to release a trailer. I expected anything, but no.
Yeah.
I half expect them to just not be there at all this week, and then like in 2 weeks they'll be like state of play, so we get all the attention.
Which
right?
is insane.
Like, that's what they're doing. That's so sad.
Never mind the fact that way more people are looking right now than will be looking then.
Right. You could easily do a state of play on Tuesday right next to Nintendo, and then be just like, yeah, come on over.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, it's like fucking, man. We were talking about how PlayStation Now needs to be advertised as being a download service and not a shitty streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
People don't even know PlayStation Now exists.
Right.
And Sony won't
It's been
spend the
going
money.
for longer than Game Pass, but yeah.
Yeah.
No clue.
They do this all the time. Watch, Microsoft's going to come out with a VR headset next gen, and people are going to be like, finally, a VR headset. Because Sony's that bad at letting people know. Okay, Vox is shrieking with laughter. See? That's how good it is, everyone. Go watch the George Foreskin Grill video
At
after
your own
this.
caution.
No caution. Just throw caution to the wind. Is this hitting your expectations for day one? Is it below day one or above day one?
It's fucking below.
Yeah.
Microsoft was slightly lower than I expected. Not a ton, but a little bit.
Microsoft was so good last year.
Never in my most cynical fucking boomer-esque mind could I have comprehended Bethesda being this bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it went up. It was an hour and a half. It was as long as the Microsoft one and had a tenth of the games, and only one of them I cared about.
Yeah.
And also, here's 20 minutes of people we paid telling you not to be mad at us.
Yeah. Sucked. Awful.
And Devolver was fine, but even then, no Metal Wolf.
Right, and that's why they're still a little below expectations. So it's like all three conferences were worse than I expected. And we do this like the stock market. It's not about whether or not you did good. It's about how you did compared to what we expected. We're business analysts here. KZ, what were you thinking? What above
Dan
expectations?
Pachter video games.
No, Bob, because I don't just speak constant bullshit and I don't have money. I'm nothing like Pachter.
That's fair.
KZ was above expectations, at expectations, or below expectations.
I like the idea of you having your own show like the Pachter Factor, where you just run that entire bit.
I mean, I would enjoy that too.
Yeah. In terms of expectations, this went below it, I guess, because in the end, while I enjoyed my time at the Microsoft conference, it was not as good as last year. Bethesda was shockingly worse than last year, which I didn't think they were going to be able to do it because the first half last year was terrible.
It was.
Like, between the tech issues, that moment where they do the musical performance, cut to the guys talking about Rage 2, and they stand there because the trailer won't play, and they have no idea what to do, and they're drowning.
Whatever. They had
But
Andrew WK come out.
Everybody get ready to die.
I was feeling that tonight.
Yep.
Devolver was fine, but overall, day one wasn't the best. The news that came out as we were setting up the stream was the new Final Fantasy VII Remake trailer that announced its release date of March 3rd.
Yep.
Of next year.
Or as I like to put it, since it was 03/03/2020, I was like, oh my God, you guys, look, it's fiscal year o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, fiscal year o'clock, Final Fantasy VII Remake. They did a 1-minute trailer and said more information will be at the press conference for it tomorrow, which is the part where they'll probably give you a better idea of the, it's being put into parts. So this will be the,
Show us Tifa.
There'll be
That'll
no
be
Tifa in this.
that'll
They're
be the only
clearly
thing
hiding
that
Her
I
it.
can-
name, though, her health bar was there. She was not.
Yep. Cloud touched Aerith, and then some weird like ghost started spinning around, and that was
Oh
weird.
God! What if Tifa looks like that girl in Battletoads?
You're getting me excited.
You're
Bob.
asking me, what if Tifa looks like a rejected Kim Possible design?
I'm sorry.
What a nightmare
I know.
E3 2019 has been.
I mean, that trailer was good for what it was. I'm happy it's a real worldwide release, not the Kingdom Hearts 3. We're releasing it in Japan 5 days early because fuck you. However, they announced this at the symphonic reunion of Final Fantasy VII, an exciting concert in which instead of doing a live orchestra, they played MIDIs over a speaker. And
Yeah,
people
apparently
paid
this
$77 to get into that.
Was
apparently
Fire
this concert was run by a real fly-by-night company.
Could they not get the exclusive Fire Festival branding?
Yeah.
It felt like that, and then people dug up tweets of people saying, this company's running this. They're terrible. And as it turns out, yeah, there was almost no actual live performances in it. But at least they got something. Just imagining there was like no trailer there, and you just went there to listen to something you could pick up on YouTube. Just would have been insane. But overall, yeah, I guess it's below expectations because I thought the first day of E3 last year, at least the one Microsoft was in, was incredible. Like there was a lot of good stuff last year. They didn't even show Cuphead.
Yeah, that's true. It's gonna be weird when that pops up in Nintendo's thing, like they just own them now.
Yeah, okay. Well, this concludes day one. Thank you all for coming out and seeing my great t-shirt.
That's a really good t-shirt.
It is. I wore this betting that Devil May Cry 5 would show up at the Microsoft conference. Nothing. I failed.
That's okay. You know
Premonition
whose
1
conference
down.
it's showing up at?
Square Enix.
PC Gaming.
PC Gaming. It's not going to be on...
Yo, what if, though?
It's not on
what
Epic
if,
Game
though?
Store.
Well, they're going to announce that it's coming to the Epic
Oh,
Game
you
Store.
could.
And,
Like, the Microsoft deal's probably over.
and here's your
Power
virtual
the own it.
DLC. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
We can dream. We can dream that PC
I
Gaming
think-
show won't just be hilarious.
I think day 2 is going to be much better than day 1.
It has to be. That's
I
how
don't
I
know.
say
feel.
that with confidence
I don't-
because Square
Yeah.
did it. They made sure not to give away all their trailers to other people this time.
They just showed weird
They
mini
just
versions
showed
already.
weird mini versions already. But hey, man, the PC Gaming show could end up making the whole thing worse, Bob. Because it's how long?
I don't know.
It's like 3 hours.
It's
isn't
4
it?
hours.
It's a
It's
mis-
always 4 hours.
It's 4 hours, Bob, and it's just
I-
going to be them showing the labor camps for Fortnite
Oh, no.
for 4
yes.
hours.
Well, that'll do it. That might finally get people to realize how bad Fortnite is.
They're going to be like,
stages.
oh
It's
my
gonna be-
God, this conference is terrible. It's almost as bad as the Bethesda one.
Yeah, it's like this. They show Tim Sweeney breaking an employee's hands for not working fast enough, and everybody was like, "Jesus, this is almost as bad as last night."
They're gonna have shots of like that are literally framed and everything exactly like the composition of shots from Tiananmen Square, and it's just employees and upper management.
No.
The tank about to run them over is like a Fortnite tank made of scrap.
Yeah.
Please stop. You're raising my expectations for tomorrow.
Have clip his wings.
Yes.
Have a great night,
Oh,
everyone.
God, it's his fingers. Like, they have to crush every single one because he's a programmer.
No, no, make it stop.
Hit the button.